allow the children. It's okay. Off your mind. It's okay. She off your mind.
Chai! Now wow, people wey suppose talk through to power don't off mic. And if we talk, now 500,000 they go summer us, call them hate speech. But fear not, my ego don't come. Ingo torchlight every corner, nooks and cranny of all these bad people where they spoil our country. So my people make we laugh, my ego don't come, my people make we shout, my ego don't come, my ego don't come, man of the masses, my ego don't come, politico, this one not the off in mind. And in the touchlight every corner. Okay, some people be they holla say they want the power. Chai, them be promise us say we go get light and power. Them hustle sote they can't get the power. But now they know they do anything with the power. Every day, dollar just they get the higher power over naira. Still them talk say make we off mind. But thank God say my ego don't come. So my people make you ladder. My ego don't come. My people make we shout. My ego don't come. My ego don't come, man of the masses. My ego don't come. Politico, my ego don't come. This one not the off in mind. My ego don't come. Person where they do even no one make person talk. Them say that my ego, that man do they talk. He do they talk. Say my ego diary, he they hot like pepper. But every day then they take money in bulk. Woman picking they the street they hawk. Still them talk say make we no talk, but thank God say my ego don't come. So my people make you laugh, my ego don't come, my people make you.
Hello there.
My ego now I'm on,
Good morning to you. Good afternoon to you. Good evening to you from wherever you are joining us. Welcome back to those who were with us earlier. It is Mayegun La. Thank you so much for joining me again. Remember, before we all get soaked into this, please share the broadcast after you've liked it. Read the caption or read beyond the caption of the broadcast. Read the description of the broadcast and invite your friends, invite your not so friendly friends, and tell every one of them as you are sharing, as you are sharing this, right? The attached message will be Mayegun today.
Lórí Facebook, and yes, you like
A fake northern group, like the fake bishops, they have issued a statement as if to say they are actually relevant. That they are pulling out of the protest because they want everybody to go and support Tifnumbu's reform. I wish somebody asked them, can you explain the Tifnumbu's reform? Remember that time we used to actually list those to be invited? During the time of the Buhari Danes, the Buhari Didiris, the Buhari Denotus, the Buhari Dijatus. Tell all of them. Motide, sorry for the late start. Good morning to you once again. Good afternoon to you. And good evening to you from wherever you are joining us this moment. It is Mayegun and live. The trending conversation in Nigeria is the failing, illegitimate Tifnumbu's regime that want to do everything possible to stop a nationwide protest, because the fear is that they do not have the clue of those who are organizing this or mobilizing this, except for the social media. But in the last 2 weeks, the mobilization for the national protests or northern protests, where it all kicked off from, after a long time of persuasion and silence. So they decided that they can no longer take this pain. Unfortunately, there's nothing Tifnumbu can do. The rogues that captured Nigeria did not consider the consequences of what hunger could probably lead to. And now, the most they believe they could do to stop any national protest in Nigeria to them is to give you food. So northern Nigeria in the last 2 weeks have been so vociferous, ferocious, especially their young people, especially the young people. So let's be specific. Where they believe that they can no longer listen to their political class or their elite anymore. Somehow, with the recent development in Kenya, some of them have decided that they were going to actually eat the street until, I don't know. So they listed out a 10-day protest that they called Phase 1. And then it went viral on social media. It became the talking point that the Tifnumbu's government had to recruit some clerics in northern Nigeria to go talk to them. Don't listen to any protest, okay? Number one, it is morally wrong. You did not protest when Buhari was there, so don't join them. When that didn't work, they decided to go tribal. Same Islamic jihadist cleric of northern Nigeria. So they went tribal. I played the video here the other day. Blame the people that consistently saying they would not be part of anything there because we were not expecting anything from this druggie, the Igbos. That also has failed. So they unleashed the DSS to go after few identified promoters of this end bad governance in Nigeria. So they managed to pick 2 of them. And right now, we have been told that there are other people that are suddenly going missing in northern Nigeria. We are not just sure if they are linked to the planned protest. In northern Nigeria, they have done jingles. It is actually what they are talking about there. Those who are against it and those who are in support. But nobody could really pinpoint and say, this is the organizer, or this group is the one, or that group. Even Sheikh Osama bin Gumi had to make a U-turn this morning by saying that they should postpone the protest. So there's so many voices. All of these are coming from the pressure of Tifnum, because to them, they can handle the Southerners. Once they shoot few of them, they will walk away. Or if you shoot 2 or 3 of them in northern Nigeria, it can escalate. It could be something else. So everybody is trying to kind of play it safe, but aggressively so. Then one random group called what is it called again? NEYGA. The full meaning is the Northern Ethnic Youth Group Assembly. Like the fake bishop that endorsed Muslim ticket for shitty man. So another faceless youth group has issued a statement that the leadership newspaper of Nigeria published. Northern group withdraw from the national protest and advised Nigerians to support Tinubu on his reforms. So, ladies and gentlemen, the rider looks somehow like inviting somehow, but I am here to tell you that except those who are possibly going to want to also rub their own egos, or those who are positioning themselves to share in the 500 million naira that Tinubu mobilized to northern Nigeria, the clerics have collected their own 16 million naira each. Now only 4 of them came out to even deliver the message. Others, they swallowed the message. They never delivered them. So if you have out of 10 clerics that collected 16 million, especially those Izala movement, those Izala, that jihadist group, right? So they have a lead, they have one of them, right, that said the protest is being organized by the Igbos, okay, in order to add a tribal sort of a tone into it because of 16 million naira. So you still have, you still have about 340 million that I believe they haven't really shared. There are people who are positioning themselves in northern Nigeria. There are those who are positioning themselves in southern Nigeria. Can you help us cause trouble? Are you ready to work for Ashiwaju? Are you ready to work? We'll give you 10,000 naira. We want to go and get, we don't want any protest. Do you want protest? Say, 10,000 naira. I don't want protest too. Let's go. So there are people who are kind of positioning themselves, and they are giving themselves these random, useless, different titles. And they will tell you, Southern group, Yoruba Parapọ̀ group says no protest. Everyone is positioning themselves for this money. And they are actually the people that are championing violence. They are the one. Abi, who are those threatening all of you when you talk about going out there to demand that the government must do their this, must do their that? Who are those threatening you? Then burn you will come out. We'll just kill you. Come out. We'll kill you. We'll attack you. We'll do this or that. Not you who want to say you want to go out there and demand that people, even Tinubu, even if you didn't support him, or if you believe that he didn't even win election. But right now he's parading himself as the president of Nigeria, which simply means everything he does affects you negatively or positively. In this case, mostly it's negative. Look at Nigeria. So if you have to force the hand to do the right thing, great. It is still your right, Abi. But who are those who are telling you that you shouldn't? Who are those who are accusing you that you want to come and cause trouble when you are not even making any threat of trouble?
the supporters of APC, they are the ones who are threatening you. But yet they are also accusing you of wanting to burn Nigeria. They say you want to come and burn Nigeria. You want to come and burn Lagos. You want to come and burn properties. Meanwhile, your demands are very clear. None of them says, if you don't give us this, we will burn Nigeria. None of them. Revert petrol to 100 naira. Combating security and hunger. Close all IDP camps and resettle the campus. Total electoral reform and an independent probe into the electoral budget of 355 billion. Immediate release of all NSAS protesters still in detention. Implementation of living wage, minimum of 300,000. Compulsory free education from primary to secondary school. Education grants at tertiary level. Children of all public office holders must attend public schools in the country. Government must patronize made in Nigerian goods. Transition to a unilateral legislature. Judicial and constitutional reform. Ejo, which of these call for violence? Which of these messages or demands says, we will kill all of you if you don't do this thing? Which of them? But yet, who are those threatening you that if them burn you will come out? Who? The people that are accusing you that you want to come and burn, they are the ones who are telling you that we'll kill you. If they burn your papa well. If they burn you well, yeah, come out. You go see waiting go up. Who are those saying that to you? The people hired by the supposed government of a country. And if anybody, any group comes out and say, we are pulling out, you are not speaking for anybody. You are just positioning yourself for whatever money they need to share. So that somehow you can help participate in what we can call organized violence against the citizens. Yes, please. Somebody should type that in the comments. I want to put it on the screen. Okay? Nigeria government is organizing violence against their own citizens that are demanding for good governance. Yes, that is exactly what they are doing. And that's why they will accuse you. And you'll be wondering, no, that's not why. It's because of this I will say, no, that is why. Then if you said, no, that is not why, they say, but some people want to hijack it. Who want to hijack it? And them. And that is why if you make it, if all of their threats, all of their blackmail, gaslighting, if you manage to hold on and none of them gets to you, and you get to your day one, and you manage to come out, and you get to your day two, right? What you are demanding for will even benefit those that are telling you that if they burn you where you should come out. If they, you mustn't come out. You mustn't stand and there demand for what is right. If you get it, they are going to benefit from it. But majority of them are waiting to be paid in order to truncate that. Is that not what it is right there now, right? But one thing is that Tifnumbu and his gang, they are not getting it. But it is always good for everybody to flex their muscles. A little bit of panic within the house themselves, where the criminal politicians themselves are, even though they have, you can easily tell that they've completely lost, what do you call it, any idea of what to do, right? But you can see the panic in the air. So the government is panicking. And then the government is hiring people to help them spread panic and fear among people who are asking them to do their job. Do you understand that now? So you know what will happen? The government, the people who are supposed to be government, if they indeed were elected and they have connection to the people, right? So they would have felt it. Somehow they would have started making adjustments before things get to this level. But because they were never elected, okay, these are a bunch of criminals that captured Nigeria through a civilian coup, electoral coup. Now they grabbed it. They have no idea what to do with it. So they are panicking on the side.
but they are pretending to be strong outside. If they burn you well, you will see. Oh yeah, let us go and show force. This is just a show of fear. When you see them moving military vehicles or policemen dressing like they are going to Congo, it is not show of courage. It is show of fear. And in the midst of that fear, they will make mistake. And when they make that mistake, irreversible mistake, that will be the end of Solomon Grundy. Yeah? Let me show you some.
Mr. Speaker, I first of all want to align myself with the previous speakers. And also, Mr. Speaker, I want to make a passionate appeal to Mr. President Bola Tinubu. We all believe that he has a very good plan for this country. His policies is a long-term plan for this country, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, we need a very short-term plan, considering the emergency situation we're in. We are not praying, Mr. Speaker, if we allow this protest to take place or escalate, Mr. Speaker, we don't know where it stops. Mr. Speaker, just now, we cut our salaries. Mr. Speaker, I want to appeal to executive to do so, from Mr. President to Vice President to ministers to chief executive officers of MDS and parastatals. Let's all of us cut our salaries, put the money in government copper, provide short-term solutions to this problem, Mr. Speaker. People are hungry outside, Mr. Speaker. Even if it warrants to slash the cost of petroleum, revert back the hike of electricity, Mr. Speaker. Provide food, Mr. Speaker, for the people. If we can be able to provide this short-term plans, Mr. Speaker, I believe these young Nigerians will be ready to surrender and decline this planned protest, Mr. Speaker. This is my point, Mr. Speaker. Thank you.
Thank you. Anarchy loans.
It's making some sense there. Tifnumbu no get sense. People around him are a bunch of criminals. Do you know that if you don't have criminal record, you can't work for Tifnumbu? Any of you know that? Yeah, if you don't have any criminal record, convicted or settled, you can't work for Tifnumbu. You can't trust you closer to him. On Ofunuga, the long throat, they said Peter Obi is the one, or Peter Obi and IPOB are the ones organizing the protest. He is a criminal. A thief, actually. A story for another time, so that I don't deviate away from what we are, right? Here is another documented rant to remind everybody that even within them,
whether you are a Christian or a Muslim, we are leaders in this country. We have a responsibility. God will ask us, one after the other, what did you do as a senator? What did you do as a senator? I'm not a pastor or a malam, but I'm just reminding us what we know, and maybe that will touch our conscience. You can't start hiding under party or anything. We are leaders that are entrusted by our people to come and speak on their behalf. Not only speaking on their behalf, to do anything constitutional. And we know that why government is there is security and welfare of its citizens. I said last time, Mr. President, and we closely took the resolutions, and it's another week now. We cannot continue like this. We have to tell ourselves the truth. We have to stop talking to cameras and then, like more or less, people will start thinking that we are just grandstanding. We should sit down within ourselves and say it as it is and take appropriate actions. Mr. President, if you have any problem with that, allow the Senate to do it. We understand your position. You're in a difficult position. But let me tell you, Mr. President, God will ask you. Wallahi. So, Mr. President, Mr. President, God will ask all of us, but you will be in the front. I will say, I've told the Senate President. Maybe that will help me. But that's not a joke. Wallahi, we need to. Enough is enough of this. Enough is enough of us coming here to stand and talk. Even the one I'm saying now, when it will not matter. But it can. This is not the end. The Constitution is clear. It did not limit what we can do. The limit, we have not reached the limit. Let us consider it and see if we have to go further. And you must lead.
Anarchy loans. Anarchy loans.
That too, instead of going in that place to be grandstanding, approving loans after loans, devaluing Nigerian naira, devaluing Nigeria economy, destroying jobs and businesses, destroying people's finances, destroying people's health. How about you start the process of impeaching Tifnumbu and Hitty Man and yourself, Akpabiole? Just like, just sack yourselves, kind of, just sack and just walk away. But they won't do that, other than just that for the camera too. But it's on record, okay? Some of them can tell. We can't continue like this, and that is the facts. Even if they want you to continue like this, even if you think you have no power, that you have to continue like this, you can't. You can't. If they haven't pushed you to your wall yet, maybe somebody is still there blocking you. They will push you. I told we're having a chat with, again yesterday I was with my friends, and I said, do you know why people sometimes don't know the type of mess they are in Nigeria? That you went to school and you have no real job, or you have a job but you can't really take care of yourself, talk less of taking care of another person's daughter. If you understand the type of mess you are, but people don't feel them. Back then, like if you say 10 years or 5 years ago, the reason why majority of you didn't feel this heat much was because there were still people that were carrying out the way we have Nigerians in the diaspora taking up bills. There were Nigerians inside Nigeria, the MVPs. Inside that same Nigeria, they carry responsibility of God knows how many people. They don't leave Nigeria, they there. Pay school fees of this one, pay house rent of that one, pay hospital bill of this one. Well, you know something? In the last 10 years, the number continued to dwindle and dwindle. People where they help people save, don't they turn to Oloshi, because most of them not even have style Oloshi. That's what we say. Like, you see people who are able to, who are capable, they are not living abroad, they are there. They are running things. As bad as you say Nigeria is, right? They are there. They are running things. But year in, year out, they are seeing their losses. Every now and then they look at themselves and see their mates who are no longer in Nigeria and what they have been able to kind of, but yet they will tell you, I'm not going anywhere. I'm okay here. But year in, year out, the number of people they are able to help continue to reduce as the inflation continues to hit into their money, eat into their finances. So they themselves have to struggle to stay afloat. And that is why you see so many poor people now. So obvious now. Because people where they carry people self, they need carrier now. That is what APC did to you. Now they will give you money. Or even if they don't give you money, you're on social media. You've lost so much, but you have energy. Whenever they begin that, their tribal, ethnic, and religious Olympics championship on social media, you are there, you are at the forefront. We will deal with you. We are better than you. We are superior than you. We enslaved you. Our tribe is the most superior tribe. We are the number one. You are busy doing your
tribal, ethnic, religious Olympics, but they are stealing your lives away. They are reducing you to nothing. And you still have that energy. So they're going to come to you and ask you to come and defend them. But in Ebe, F Young, on Robbing Minds, on Channels TV, kind of gave some insight into what people should know, why people would protest. Even though they ask him, do you think they would protest? Well, we shall see. Let's go listen to F Young. He's a lawyer in Ebe. This guy, somebody locked him up for almost a year, a judge, because the judge felt like he's so active on social media and he was arguing with her inside her court. And he had her locked up for a month, rather.
Cast your mind back to 2020, NSAS, the protest. Do you think that young people can organize themselves that same way in 2024, as there have been a lot of murmurings, a lot of WhatsApp messages, a lot of messages going around about a possible protest?
Thank you. I think for me, the lesson from NSAS is that when Nigerians, particularly the young people of this country, galvanize and organize towards a common purpose, they can achieve a lot. If there is one thing that we have learned from NSAS, it is that the ruling elite, the political class, is terrified by any form of organization by young Nigerians. Now, the NSAS protest witnessed for the first time, at least in my adult life, where young people came together across different parts of the country to demand police reform. But the trigger was the notorious Special Anti-Robbery Squad SARS. However, you cannot deny the fact that what precipitated that protest was largely failure of governance. So one would have thought that a government that is historically aware, a government that has a sense of historical consciousness, would have learned important lessons from NSAS, namely that it is important, it is critical to engage with the young people of our country, to begin to do things differently, and to ensure that you listen to the complaints of our people. But what have we seen since 2020?
Do you think this government is afraid of this youth, or do you think this government has been able to somehow find a way to not even allow youth to come together to protest?
I think what we have seen is the notorious strategy, if I should characterize it as such, the divide and rule. We see the government or people sympathetic to the government push this divisive narrative on social media. So when they see that young people are beginning to organize themselves, they try to poison the minds of our youth by introducing ethnicity, religious bigotry, and partisan politics into the conversation. And we see that trajectory on social media, where arguments on issues, debates, becomes polarized. And that, in some sense, has, reduced what is supposed to be the collective aspirations of our youth. But at the same time, I think to a large extent, people are being pushed to the wall. It is getting to a point that the question is no longer whether people are going to protest or whether indeed there is a reason to protest, but the form of the protest and the date of the protest. And I hear people say, well, you need leadership, there has to be organization. And for me, I don't think that argument persuades some of us. Some of us are not persuaded by it. I don't think young people necessarily need to come together to say, oh, we are nominating person A, B, C, and D to be our representatives. Because the issues that is leading or is making people to call for a round of protest, another round of protest, are issues that are common to most Nigerians: hunger,
unemployment, inflation, the fact that despite what the country is experiencing, an economy that has almost collapsed, we still see profligacy. We still see the government waste resources. So the youths are watching, young people are watching. They are looking at the convoy of the president. They are looking at the aircraft that the president is purchasing. They are looking at the yachts that they want to buy. They are looking at the earnings of National Assembly members. They are looking at the expenditure that we are seeing on a daily basis. And they are asking themselves, how do you tell us not to protest? How do you tell us not to come together? And yet you are dissipating our resources. So I believe that the question is not whether people are going to protest. The question is, for how long will that protest last?
So do you feel that this Nigerian youth feels safe enough to hit the streets, considering what happened during the NSAS protest? Because it went on for quite...
Anarchy loans. Anarchy loans.
Will I say this madam, she know they read the room. Iniebe, tell her.
Feel that the average Nigerian youth is ready to risk their life or feel safe enough that it is their right to hit the streets?
I think most Nigerian youths have taken inspiration from the from the very resounding statement of the president, Bola Tinubu, who had tweeted in the past warning the police not to harass Nigerians or to harass people who are protesting. And if you go on social media, you will also see documented statements issued in the past by this president, encouraging public protest. It is the same for other people in the government. So when we look back, I believe that Tinubu is actually a supporter of protests. His public statements in that regard are very clear. And those who are going to come out to protest, they are not going to be inhibited by intimidation, by threats, because what is the issue really about? The policeman on the streets who is being given an AK-47 to shoot at a protester, when he goes back home, he's also affected by the economy. Our soldiers that are being deployed to stop people from protesting, they are also victims of the misgovernance. Even personnel of the Security Service, they have families. They are affected by what is going on. So I think we have gotten to a point that we are all collective victims of the misrule. So whether the government wants to engage, whether the government wants to have a conversation, whether the government wants to listen or not, it is up to them. But one thing is certain. I don't think Nigerians are willing to be a conquered people. I don't think we are ready to live in a country where we cannot exercise our constitutional rights. Because that is the point that we have to stress, that protesting is not a gift, right? It is not something that the government say, oh, I have decided to give it to you today. As a matter of fact, Section 39 of our Constitution guarantees the right to freedom of expression. Section 40 of the Constitution guarantees the right to peaceful assembly and association. And in exercising that right, you don't need the consent of the police. Indeed, even when the law enforcement agencies, for example, as they typically do, come out to say, oh, we have gathered intelligence that hoodlums are going to hijack the protest, that miscreants are going to take over, are going to cause
mayhem, damage to buildings.
The law remains that even when you have gathered such intelligence, even when you believe that that protest will turn violent, you do not have the right to stop it. And this is an argument that we have fought and won in courts, including the case of Inspector General of Police and ANPP, where the then General Buhari led members of his party to protest. And the case of, Charlie Boy Oputa and Inspector General of Police, the courts have made this clear. So even when you believe there will be violence, people still have the right to protest.
And this government needs to respect the rule of law. I'd like to move to...
Anarchy loans. Anarchy loans. Anarchy.
No more peaceful protests again now. Because peaceful protests know they work. Yes. Peaceful protests, you know they work. More turn out to one man, more enter so scatter everywhere. More shook, waiting no good. More no.
Bro, calm down. Now stage 2 be that. The first one, the one everybody they talk about, peaceful. Stage 2 is when they now shoot and kill you. Then I will go to stage 2. So in order for you to know that Tinubu and his gang, they do not have any plan to listen to anybody. They only listen to themselves. And if you say something contrary to what they say, then automatically they consider that you are an enemy, their enemy. And once they say you are their enemy, automatically as well, they turn you to the enemy of Nigeria. Meanwhile, they are your enemies. Starting from Tifnumbu. They are not interested in having a chat around it. They are not interested in fixing anything for you. Nothing. Now go through the head. If you die, you die. If you live, you live. It's none of their business. And I don't think anybody needs to open your skull to, open your skull and then talk it with that information before you understand. Or do you think so? So they decided to go tribal. They decided to go name calling, finger pointing. And that is dog whistle. Now, in the channels television, they treated the false, misleading information from loudmouth on Opunuga. Remember, long throat as well. So they have something to say on that. So I'll share. Let's go.
Bayo Ononuga, the special advisor on information and strategy to President Bola Tinubu, has come under heavy criticism after he alleged that the supporters of Peter Obi are planning to cause mayhem across the country and that he should be held responsible for anarchy. Bayo made the claim in a post on X and also stated that the protest planners are also the same people who were instigated by Nnamdi Kanu to launch destructive NSAS protests in Nigeria in October 2020. His tweet reads in part, revealed, Peter Obi's supporters are the people planning mayhem in Nigeria. Obi should be held responsible for anarchy. They are the people spreading the hashtags and bad governance. Tinubu must go and Revolution 2024. Wow. They are not Democrats, but anarchists. They are attempting to call out our people via propaganda because their messiah, Peter Obi, failed to win the presidency in the 2023 election as bad losers. They don't have the patience to wait for another election in 2027. They would rather destabilize Nigeria by staging a civilian coup against President Bola Tinubu. Let me take this response from EJ. He wrote, Sir, it is important to acknowledge that Nigerians are experiencing frustration at this time. Yes, there are individuals who will continue to feel discontent after the 2023 election, but that shouldn't be the focus now. The government should prioritize finding solutions to the economic difficulties in the country and show empathy towards the struggles of its people. The Constitution guarantees the right to peaceful protest, which is essential for a healthy democracy. The people should be allowed to do that. Destructive protests, however, I do not support. Well, another user there wrote, he actually posted a video, and I'll play that video, but he wrote, this was Tinubu calling on Nigerians to come out during Jonathan's regime. Let's take a look at that video.
But they will forget the other one. That is what they are doing with your money. Not enough that they are stealing from our children tomorrow for lack of investment in education. They are still embezzling the retirement benefit of hardworking Nigeria, including our grandfathers. They are stealing the port, the treasury, not even leaving some coins for us to war with. Let them be out now.
All right, that is our president. I was our president in 2014 calling, protests are fundamental rights.
I didn't know.
You didn't know?
Bayo Ononuga to be a propagandist.
Oh, wow.
I have a lot of respect for him based on the work he did and in the struggles in this country. But the propagandist nature, I didn't know that part of him. He's just spreading propaganda. And we would like him to substantiate with empirical facts that is actually Peter Obi camp. And if he doesn't substantiate with empirical facts, Dr. Bati, you're the lawyer, I think he should be sued. Secondly, the one that hurt me the most is he went to mention the likes of them, Professor Patutomi, that had been busy in a fellowship in America, that he was also part of those that are trying to. This is just propaganda. Why is it that those, I repeat, that protested heavily against Jonathan hate protests today? I'll take you back. There's a tweet has made. You see, Twitter has too much receipts. By Bayo Ononuga on the 9th of January 2012. You know, as at then, the subsidy protests were still on, Occupy Nigeria. He tweeted, "Songs of protest sent to me by Omotunde Murtala Bello. So inspiring. Sing it if you speak Yoruba." These were people that were excited about protest in 2012. All I just needed to do was to go check his Twitter. So the question is, what changed? The parameters were empirically better under Jonathan than it is today. As at Jonathan's time, Nigeria was about one of the top 5 investment destinations in Africa. As at Jonathan's time, the economy was well close to 500 billion GDP. Today it has halved to 251 billion GDP. As at Jonathan's time, unemployment rate was not the way it is high today. As at Jonathan's time, we did not have well over 34% inflation. So pound for pound, all the parameters, as at Jonathan's time, if you go and check, the likes of the big companies that are living in Nigeria today were declaring bigger profits. And when they had that protest that they shut this country down for 2 weeks, Oji, nobody died. There was never a time that the military that was stationed around the Ganifawa Emi Square area went to shoot protesters. In fact, the only person that died was the overzealous police officer that shot somebody called Demola around Yaya Baton. That was the only incident we recorded. But look at what happened in NSAS. Look at all of this. All the time they kept on protesting and making this country ungovernable. Jonathan never for once said, please don't do it. Everybody had a right to protest.
That is it.
So why is it that now that the country is, all the indices are bad, these same people, this same Mr. Bayo Ononuga that tweeted a song of protest sent to him by Murtala Bello on the 9th of January 2012, finds it difficult and start to blame all sorts of people. Anyway, the Labour Party has responded to him. They said they have no hand in it. Obi too has been. If he has the facts that it's actually Obi, he should bring out the empirical facts. Yeah. If he doesn't, he
Bayo Ononuga.
No, he doesn't. Fine. We all know he doesn't. That's what they do. He's a propagandist. But talking about those tweets, I got to see some of them myself. One like this. This was on Ononuga in 2012. Why Jonathan was too busy. Pregnant Alicia Keys joins protest for Nigerian girls. 2014, this one was 2014. Here is another one. Subsidy protest. Jonathan calls a pathetic image. Bayo Ononuga. Song of protest sent to me by Omotunde Murtala Bello. So inspiring. Sing it if you speak Yoruba. My take on today's protest, it was the best general strike ever in our country. Peaceful, but mad by Bayo Ononuga. But now, they are the ones who are telling you that those who are hungry and those who are victims of this bad governance, including you that they will give money to, or you that they have probably like emptied your brain, Otidi Korofo. People like Ononuga, a total bigot, is there to be your motivational speaker by turning this to Obi Igbo, this and that. Well, yesterday, you heard the Hausa version of the message I'm about to share with you, right? Here is from the same guy.
Hello, good evening. This clip is titled, Federal Government Obsessed with Obi and the Obedience. 48 hours ago, the presidential spokesperson, Mr. Ononuga, alerted the public that in the event of any breakdown of law and order arising from the planned hunger strike in August, Obi and Obedience should be held purely responsible because federal government have discovered a plan that Obi and Obedience are the people behind this agitation for protest. Now, This sounds very comical. Comical, historical, comical. Why do I say this? Because he who asserts must prove. Government have all it takes to produce concrete, convincing proofs to the effect of their claim. Short of that, they should please respect themselves and keep quiet. Obi is not responsible for the failure, absolute total failure of the APC government under Tinubu. Obi is not responsible for your reckless borrowings that are not explainable. Obi is not responsible for the hunger in the land. Obi is not responsible for reckless statements. Obi is not responsible for the decline in values. Obi is not responsible for the collapse of businesses. Obi is not responsible for all these derailments, economic and political derailments. Indeed, Obi is a victim of all these incapacities, inadequacies of the current regime. It seems as if the APC government are looking for a person or persons to hang in the event the strike succeeds. Let it be noted clearly that Obi is innocent until proven guilty. Obedience are innocent until they are proven guilty. Unless evidences are made public, we will still assume that this is a speculation taking too far, desperation taking too far, and a total confirmation of failure of a government that is looking and chasing imaginary enemies. Hello.
Yes. Boko Haram, make them come more fight. If you not come more fight, we no go come up for here. So make them come more fight, make it finish. Allahu Akbar. I think and I say and I get power. Make them come more fight. If we no fight, we no go. If we no fight, we no go. Allahu Akbar.
Allahu Akbar. And talking about a throwback, this was a Tifnumbu. And some people, educated people, actually believe this this druggy. But it was pretty much like active, yes, senile, I think, not I.
But they will forget the other one. That is what they are doing with your money. Not enough that they are stealing from our children tomorrow for lack of investment in education. They are still embezzling the retirement benefit of hardworking Nigeria, including our grandfathers. They are stealing the port, the treasury, not even leaving some coins for us to war with. Let them be out. Out now.
Today, Nigeria is challenged. Economically challenged. Physically challenged. Security challenge. Who do we turn to? Is the right man for the job. If you talk of military experience, he has it abundantly. If you talk of courage, he has it abundantly. If you talk of simplicity, he has it abundantly. If you talk of great determination, a combination of vision and ability to perform, honesty and integrity, he has it abundantly.
Nuisance, Lele. That is their leader. They are insulting our leader. Mayegun, how can you sit there and allow them to be insulting our leader? I said, come. Wow, Sumabi.
Who are the leaders? Sorry, what do you say? Look at all these Igbo people. They always insult our leaders. Eh? They are insulting our leaders, insulting Awolowo, insulting Tifnumbu, hold on. How dare you put Tifnumbu and Awolowo in the same sentence? That's exactly what it is. That's their leader. The leader of the Ronokus. And that is who they want to defend. Though. They have nothing to do with Yoruba. That one no represent Yoruba by any means. So not in any way. After 1 year.
In the southern part of the country, and with the crude oil money from the Niger Delta, they are sharing it, giving them to the north. And Lagos is getting nothing. God will punish them from Buhari down to Tinubu. And the APC leaders, God will punish them one by one. This is the end of APC in Nigeria. We told them, Mama Ishadi Awolowo wants Tinubu. Chief Ayodele wants Tinubu. He will never listen. And he has seen what the Fulani man can do to him now. He has never learned from history. The Fulanis, that is how they dethroned they made Afonja, they made him a useless man in Ilorin. Fulani took over Ilorin and they killed him. Ibrahim Taiwo, he was beheaded, a Yoruba man from Ogbomoso, he was beheaded in Farouk, Kaduna. That is how he was used and he was dumped. MK Abiola, that is how he was used. He was killed and his wife was also killed. Nothing happened. And the same thing will happen to Tinubu. The same thing, worst thing will happen to Tinubu. I pray to God that God will spare us alive. Before 2023, Tinubu, oh God Almighty made me. Good Tinubu.
I played you that video so that all of you who usually every small thing, I just pity Yoruba people. See the man Yoruba people as, all of you bigots. When you look at Tifnumbu and you've been looking for means of how to enter the Yorubas, and Tifnumbu is there to make you enter them. Yorubas do not support Tifnumbu. If you see any Yoruba supporting Tifnumbu, they are those who have been promised that they will be given something, or those they have managed to give something to. And what is that something? Cup of rice. Maybe 1,000 naira, 2,000 naira. The rest is to ensure that violence plus the armed agberos, the armed thugs that they used in rigging their elections across Yoruba land, right? Yorubas are not that. I mean, if you know us well enough, but there are so many of you who actually grew up in Yoruba land. You are non-Yoruba, but wherever they are dragging Yoruba because of this Tifnumbu, now you they go first see there. I know them very well. No, you don't. No, you don't. It's unfortunate though, but yeah, we do know his likes, but they do not represent the majority of the Yorubas, because if all of us were like them, many of you will never stay in Yoruba land. These guys, if they have the power of what they have in their mind, many of you, your parents, all of them, you will not even have anything to do with Yoruba land if they have their way. It is because the majority won't let them have their way. It's unfortunate they have political power. And the Nigerian system allowed them to rig it and rig it and rig it wherever they want. They do not speak for us, people like that. And then you see those, you will see, no matter how Yoruba they suffer, they will tell you, not this one, not this Tifnumbu. You won't see them close to some of these, they call them blood money, and they speak out so clearly. But to the ones they've managed to capture, well, blame the system. Here is a Yoruba man too, Bob D. He was a guest of Sheun Okinbaloye, who returned from the US. I think it was last night. Was it last night or this morning? I think it was this morning, right? So Sheun is back. He wasn't sacked by channels. They can't afford to, I think. So Dele Momodu was there with him and then giving his own assessment of Tifnumbu's 1 year. It is a long watch, okay? Let's enjoy it.
Thank you so much indeed for joining us tonight, Chief Dele Momodu.
Good evening, Sheun from Lagos, and you are welcome back to the land of your forefathers.
We were all worried when they said you were sacked, but we're happy that you are back.
Thank you so much indeed. Let me begin and take you up quickly on some of the content of your letter, of open letter to the president. And you told the president that you know him very well, is your friend, and also that you will tell him the truth. But there are those who have criticized you that you're probably speaking as though you are an opposition. You've worked in the PDP. You've worked for Atiku Abubakar. And that those in the APC will say, oh, Dele Momodu, hold on for a moment. Allow this president to settle down and get things done. There are those who believe that Bola Tinubu is fixing Nigeria and the fruit of his labor and his effort in governance will yield fruit. Have you listened to that narrative? And how do you reply to those?
Well, you've asked so many questions in one sentence. And my answer is very simple and straightforward. One, I did not say he is not trying. But what I'm suggesting is that there are some urgent steps I expected him to take, and those steps have not been taken. Those who say, oh, I should allow him to settle down. I've been in politics, analyzing politics in Nigeria since 1982, 42 years. And I can tell you that more often than not, the beginning always determines the end in Nigerian politics. I have no doubt in my mind that this government is not ready, and I will give you my reasons. But before I do that, let me tell you that one of the reasons it took me about a year plus to write this letter was that I listened to different people. There were people who called me directly. Some people called my family, say, oh, Tinubu is your friend. You were together in exile, and I appreciate all those sentiments. So you would have noticed that even my column on the back page of this day, I rested it in the last 1 year deliberately because I know I'll be tempted to write some things which some of these elders that I respect so much will frown at. And that's one of the reasons I didn't write anything. I remember a general, a retired general in particular, who called my wife and said, oh, no, Dele should leave Bola alone. And I said, no, I'm not holding him. All I think I owe him is to tell him the truth. Let me tell you, I started my life from Ife, from reading Professor Wole Soyinka. You can see the book does not even have a cover. I bought this book in 1978 on 24th June. The man dies in all who keeps silent in the face of tyranny. So I have seen that this government would wish, if possible, to have a one-party state. So, but why did we go to exile? Why did people die for democracy if at the end of the day, we're not going to practice democracy? Is it not hypocritical of me and the rest of us if we don't speak truth to our friend, which we were able to speak to Obasanjo, we were able to speak to Yar'Adua, we were able to speak to Jonathan, we were able to speak to Buhari, even Buhari, who left power as an APC president. APC is attacking him today. So why should opposition logically not be able to speak truth to the APC ruling government? So that is where we are. And what did I say to him? That Nigeria is heading, one, in the wrong direction, heading into trouble. I saw what happened and still happening in Kenya. Oh, it's our leaders in their moment of giddiness will say, oh, it cannot happen here because we apply ethnic coloration. We have a Yoruba president, whether we like it or not, he must do his 8 years. It's enough that he's fighting. It's the obedience. I mean, all these things we've heard before. It does not help a nation. So I expect the president to do the following. One, cut the waste. It is too much. It is gargantuan. I remember Chief M.K. Abiola used to say that there is enough for the need of every Nigerian,
but there is not enough for the greed of some Nigerians. Nigeria, God has given Nigeria everything that we need to survive, and not just to survive, but to make progress. But unfortunately, some politicians are not ready. They are not prepared to downgrade their lifestyle. And I keep telling them, if you know that politics is not profitable for you, you can go back to your business. I've been doing my own little business. I'm a man of modest income. I've never been in government. Tinubu was governor for 8 years in Lagos. Did you see me there? I didn't ask for appointment. Buhari that I supported, after 2 months, I saw he was going nowhere. Immediately, I apologized to Nigerians. And so why should I now keep quiet and not be able to talk to my own friend and my own brother? And some people say, oh, but you could have requested for an appointment to see him. I said, no. I will not allow myself to be blackmailed by busybodies who are waiting. Dele will soon go to Aso Rock to go and beg for appointment. And that's the cheap blackmail that we all get in Nigeria. A man who has been who has never been in power in 42 years. You are now saying he is desperate. No, I'll be 65 next year. And I have my plans already for my retirement. I've completed the leadership center in Ibadan with library, with everything. The path I've chosen for myself is different. I want to be free to tell my friends the truth, because in the future, someone will say, but you spoke about all the other leaders. How come you couldn't speak about Bola Tinubu? And that is why I am addressing this letter to the president, that please cut the waste. That is the number one. It's very urgent. Then empower our youth by igniting a vocational revolution. It's not just about people going to school. We have so many graduates, if not millions of them now, who can find jobs. There are things you can do. Now they say they are sending 50,000 naira to about 3 million Nigerians. I beg, how does that make sense in a country of over 200 million people? That money could have created more than 1 million fresh entrepreneurs who will get 1 million each immediately. And then those ones, you have the domino effect. Those ones will now employ people, 5 to 10 people each. You don't give, there is no way you just give money out as if it's water. The Buhari people did it. They will put cash on table. At this time and age, in these modern times, put cash on table, and people will queue up like beggars to come and collect 5,000 naira. It's demeaning on Nigerians. Nigerians are too brilliant, too energetic, and too ambitious.
If we lend ourselves to innovation, we can create wonders. Yeah, it is successful again. A town hall, different from Blue Bulaba.
Bob D. And so on your screen, right? Let me take all of the tag off so that you can see the names of everybody. See, Tinubu, Dele Momodu, and Onumonu, Mani Onumonu, in exile in 1995. In exile. 1995, 1996, when the UK government was their own host, and Bobo Chicago on the left, Tinubu, he was then running away from his heroin trafficking trade in America at the time and joined the National Democratic Coalition, ADECO. You see the one on the left, Dele Momodu again, Bajabia Mole in the middle, and Fayewan on the right. So they opened a radio station for Fayewan in London as well. This is them, no, inside the Dele Momodu's house. I think it was actually like, according to him, in Ghana, rather. This one is in Ghana. So, according to him, right, they were the host of, I can't remember, I don't know. So, this was how close they were, all of them, back then, right? And it wasn't just, like among, people like Onofunuga. This one on the left, this one were like the local ones.
you sure you get now the local chihuahuas in Nigeria that immediately they managed to get $1,000, $2,000 from Tifnumbu. They were ready to lick his ass. So on the right, like you have the northern ethnic group. There is this one called themselves Yoruba Youth Socio-Cultural Association. It is why you adore Yoruba. They said no protest in Yoruba land. Look at his face. Look at the way his face. Now this one be the local chihuahuas. If I have money now, right? Let's say if I have money, like I make so much money from drug dealing abroad. So if I return to Nigeria, there are those who are in Nigeria that looks like this. Here you get, they are the local chihuahuas. Whatever you want them to say, they will say it. Whatever you want them to defend, they will defend it. They will link it to tribe, link it to religion, just give them some crumbs. It doesn't matter their education, but you can easily tell the poverty on their, you know what I mean? Like, Buruji Kashamu, a drug dealer, became a senator in my own state, Ogun State. There are those who would still fight you till tomorrow. That was a great man, he was a good man, because he was generous. He changed the life of some of them. According to them, he changed my life. Now, Buruji changed my life. Now, they changed my life. If you now say, but he's a drug dealer, say, and so, my friend, are you there? Eh? It's all nonsense. It's not true. People just, his enemies always say that about him. Eshoji not do. Buruji Kashamu. Enemies saying about, it's his enemies that are saying that. No, it was his brother, not him. That's to tell you how much people are ready to defend anything horrible as long as they can get a crumb from it. I've seen that happen many times. Today, I chose to go back and throw things back, and I'm throwing back to the day Nnamdi Kanu was with the Undigbos in America, and he warned us of what to come. I think it was a 2013, 2014. 10 years ago, ladies and gentlemen, almost everything he said there, they have come to pass. Reason why they won't let this guy go without a double assurance that it was not going to make their life hell again. And it will make their life hell again. Ladies and gentlemen, Mazi.
One big, massive problem we have. The same thing that happened in Arewa. If they succeed in triangulating, because in life everything is in triangle, if they get away, if they take you water for that of them, we are finished as a people. Completely gone as a race. You will come back home, you know the way to your father's compound, because they are coming. Boko Haram is everywhere in Biafra land. They will overrun us in a matter of minutes. And the world will not talk about it. Because mankind is afraid of Biafra. They believe that Biafra, after Biafra comes, the world will come to an end. Ask any wise man, they will tell you. They believe that Biafra is the last miracle. Once it comes, life will come to an end as we know it. They will know that they are wrong. We know that this very promise that was made to us a long time ago, only if we go back to the Most High, will we realize our potential, must be seen in our lifetime. Biafra is very old. Those who don't know what Biafra, I'm from Afara, a place with B.I. in front of my village, you have Biafra. So we know who we are. We are not mistaken about our belief in the irreducibility of Biafra as a nation, as a people, as those who have come here to bring life to the world, as well answer Indian bosses. There is no place you go to Mujubu and say, I don't know, not even the Jews answer Mujubu. I'm sure you know what it means. We have a place in Enugu called, what's that again? It's called Oman Igwe, is that correct? The children of the kingdom of heaven. I don't know what else you need. We shouldn't be here in the first place. We should be in our land development, building it. So I can travel all the way from my village and I can go to, maybe travel to Amansi and then go back the same night. We have the potential in this room to do it. Only if we can rise up to that very challenge. That is why the same way that Israel stood against every God is how Biafra is going to stand. Not just as a pinnacle to the survivability of the people who are downtrodden, people who we have pressed down for very long, but as a willing testimony to the kindness and the goodness of the Most High. I thank you all very much for listening, and I do hope in time to come that you bring yourself to appreciate what we have done. Thank you very much.
was there to address the World Igbo Congress. Half of them hated him. And you know why? Because they feel like, let the sleeping dog lie. Can we not just talk about Biafra anymore? Let's forget it. And they found out that he wasn't just talking about it just because for talking's sake. He was so deep in it that he was determined. And when Nigeria kidnapped him the first time, they kept him for 3 years. And they finally let him go. But, for 2 years, they finally let him go on a bail that he must not be seen in the midst of more than 5 people. That same day, Nnamdi Kanu broke that same agreement because he didn't make them. Here is a long watch. So those of you who said that the violence that you are witnessing in Igbo land today, or they are politically sponsored or known gunmen, the terrorists there, right? And some are saying that things have gone so much out of hand that Nnamdi Kanu cannot control them anymore and all of that things people are saying. It is Nnamdi Kanu. He is Nnamdi Kanu. And of course, if you have not, because you've not really seen him for so long, you probably have forgotten who is Nnamdi Kanu, right? And here I have something somebody shared today, and I said, I'm going to share this with everyone. It's nostalgic. This was just about 5 years or so ago when Nnamdi Kanu and the Nigerian police and the rest of them were doing what they know how to do best, trying to possibly kind of intimidate him. But when Nnamdi Kanu arrived, the way he was coming, police had to move without violence, without assault, without anything. If you want to know who Nnamdi Kanu is, truly, that you probably, Nigerian government have probably making forgot, and some of you have gone to experts on IPOB. This is Nnamdi Kanu. Free him and save him. It's a long watch. Sit back and enjoy it.
Shoot
I beg shoot! I beg shoot! I'm begging you to shoot! 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 Don't shoot one! Don't shoot one! Now shoot Ofu! Shoot Ofu! Ofu na yo! Shoot Ofu! Ofu! I am remember! Shoot Ofu! 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 Just shoot Ofu! Biafra! This is Biafra! This is Biafra! Oh, where is the Meganu? This is Biafra! Sam. Useless people. Baboons and monkeys. Baboons and monkeys with guns. That's what they are. This one is good. Block it! Block it! Block it! Block it! Block it! This is our land. Okay, block it! Block it! Block it! Block it! Okay, block it! Block it! Okay, block him! We need to go home. Okay, one thing will happen here. Shoot me. No! Go on now. Let's go for the Lord. Come on, Lord. See, this is our land. This is our land. Make me where I'm from. I will cheer.
onye du aịkọ o meriwo n'izu onye ya abakarị mama dawụra ụlọ pụrụ imeri Nnamdi win the war by thunders 1 by thunders 2 na by thunders 3 ụlọ pụrụ imeri Nnamdi win the war by thunders 1 by thunders 2 na by thunders 3 ụlọ pụrụ imeri Nnamdi bụ onye du aịkọ o meriwo n'izu ndị iro ya abakarị mama ndawụra unu apụghị imeri Nnamdi win the war by thunders 1 by thunders 2 na by thunders 3 unu apụghị imeri Nnamdi win the war by thunders 1 by thunders 2 na by thunders 3 unu apụghị imeri Nnamdi win the war by thunders 1 by thunders 2 na by thunders 3 unu apụghị imeri Nnamdi win the war by thunders 1 by thunders 2 na by thunders 3 unu apụghị imeri Nnamdi win the war by thunders 1 by thunders 2 na by thunders 3 unu apụghị imeri Nnamdi.
Again, I missed him. Today, or sorry, yesterday rather, the women of Farouk, they came out, not only just to pray for Nnamdi Kanu's release, they also staged a mini community sort of protest, which is on a photograph just yesterday. So I think we have a date with the 29th of July, where the kangaroo court in Nigeria continue to find ways and around to even try him. Okay? And he's telling them, you can't try me. Stop wasting your time. Your court says I should go because I've done nothing wrong. But they are so afraid of letting him go. If he should be out there, people will talk, say, he don't lose control. He's no longer controlling there is this or that. Let him go first. Let him come out of that place first. And we can find out. Here, today in Ibadan, another trailer derailed. They said the trailer was moving cement. Somehow, something went wrong and boom, derailed.
Cement loco. That will be cement is a one luto. See and here. Can you see my train accidents, Bodija, Ibadan, Oyo State. See and here. Train accidents. That you will go low. I was a good train accident. See and hear. This report. Quick immediately work closer to your doorstep. Oyo State in Nigeria, Ibadan. See and hear. Fodano. Fodano. We're Fodano.
So that's a cargo train, you know, transporting thousands of bags of cement derailed. But do you even see the train itself? The last time we were here, we were talking about the Dangote and his friends. Why supposed Dangote's friends treating him like this? Why is Tinubu treating the #1 investor that Nigeria have like this? Well, there has been so many other conspiracy theories on what could be going on until Dangote himself came out to say they call him a monopolist. And that's not true. According to him, he has never used his privilege to chase or kick anybody out of business that he's interested in. And right now, even though we shouldn't even use that as a reason why he has to be destroyed, because to me, I wouldn't give a damn about Dangote himself like I never did. But the fact that my money is part of the money they gave to him, are you surprised? I'm sending money into that place and your criminal government is taking that money. My money is part of the money they are using to do Doremi in Nigeria. Your criminal, my money is part of the money they are using to buy you private jets. Everyone that sends every penny into that place, your money is part of the money that Tinubu is using. And it's part of the money they give to Dangote. So that is my business in Dangote's business. But nevertheless, I still do not wish that these guys win. Okay? Chase him out of the business. You would expect somebody like that to still be protected, you know? Well, he's always been protected until the day he lost that protection. Then he needs our help. But you do not know Dangote very much. If you have never heard about Ibeto. I said something about that, but somebody just did a piece. It's an old one now, okay? It's an old story. So the credit to this clip goes to Ugo, the guy who made this, okay? Let me share the story of Ibeto with you. Something to just live in your conscious or your subconscious of a rotten contraption that has killed so many dreams. So many people's dreams have been killed just to fulfill the dreams of few, greedy few.
Local production of cement. The manager of Ibeto Cement Factory promised to flood Nigerian market with cement and drastically reduce the price of the product. Ibeto fulfilled his promise and flooded the country with cement. The result was that the price of cement crashed. This jolted Dangote cement and affected his business adversely. Aliko Dangote wrote a petition to former President Olusegun Obasanjo kicking against the authority the federal government granted Ibeto to import 800,000 metric tons of cement. Former President Olusegun Obasanjo issued a directive that Ibeto was not allowed to import cement into the country until it proved its investment in local production. Dangote was allowed to import cement. Thousands of staffs of Ibeto's men were rendered jobless. When late President Umaru Yar'Adua succeeded Obasanjo, Ibeto in July 2007 applied for import allocation and it was granted. Once again, he flooded the country with quality cement and the prices crashed. Dangote Cement PLC quickly fired a suit alleging that Ibeto Cement Company is gaining undue advantage by the federal government. On its part, the federal government contended that Dangote Cement PLC is plotting to wipe out fair competition and create a monopoly in the industry and transform itself to the only cock that crows in Nigeria. But Ibeto fortified terms of settlement which were entered as consent judgment in the suit. In line with the consent judgment, it will continue to import 1.5 million metric tons of cement per annum for the period between 1st October 2007 and 30th of September 2019. This was in line with the federal government guarantee conveyed in a letter by the Ministry of Trade and Industry, dated 5th June 2002. By the judgment, the federal government was to pay Ibeto Cement Company the sum of $40 million and 1.9 billion naira. The amount is the verified claims by the Interministerial Committee of the federal government for losses suffered by Ibeto from the unjustified closure of its bagging plant between December 2005 and when it resumed operation in October 2007. But Dangote Cement PLC consented that its rights and interests were affected by the consent judgment. Dangote argued that the continuance of Ibeto Cement makes Dangote Cement expensive. However, the federal government and 6 of its agencies, which are the other defendants in the counter affidavit deposed to by one Emmanuel Joel, an assistant litigation officer in the law firm of Kenna Partners, argued that Dangote Cement PLC filed the suit with only one intention: to wipe out competition in cement business and become a monopoly. The federal government also contended that Dangote Cement has no locus in filing the suit as the matter didn't concern them. It averred that the suit instituted by Ibeto Cement against the federal government was not fraudulent. Furthermore, it argued that Dangote Cement was not a nominee or agent of government agencies, which are defendants in the suit, and is not acting on their behalf. It argued that Dangote Cement PLC is not an agency of federal government with the statutory mandate of administering, managing or enforcing tax compliance, therefore lacking the local standing to commence or maintain the legal action and seek the reliefs in the case. Ibeto took cement to another level. It signed a contract agreement of $368 million with a China company, Zhejiang Sinoma Engineering Design and Research Institute Company Limited, to produce 6,000 metric tons of cement in Enugu State, southeast Nigeria. The contract covered crushing limestone mining, cement raw materials to packaging, shipped to the whole process, and a 45 megawatts captive power plant, covering engineering design, equipment, steel, material supply, civil works, installation, commissioning, and personal training. Already, Ibeto Company operates a similar facility in Port Harcourt, River State, which produces 6,000 tons of cement. Dangote was afraid that his dominance and monopoly of cement production will be destroyed by Ibeto. Ibeto is a billionaire and one of the wealthiest men in Africa. As of 2013, he was estimated to be worth about $3.7 billion by Ventures Africa. His Petrochemical Industries Limited, which manufactures oil, lubricants, and other various petroleum products, both for local and international trade, has the largest liquid storage facility for petroleum products in Nigeria, with a large capacity to store over 60,000 metric tons, and is located at Apapa Wharf and the Ibru Jetty Complex in Lagos, Nigeria. President Buhari came into power. Ibeto Company applied for foreign exchange from the CBN but was denied. Dangote applied and was granted. He has continued to enjoy all manner of waiver. Like Dangote did during the Obasanjo regime, he was said to have approached his Fulani brother. Buhari banned Ibeto cement. Following the closure of Ibeto cement by Buhari, the prices of cement jumped from 1,500 naira to 2,500 naira, and Dangote is smiling to the bank. Ibeto's account is frozen. Dr. Cletus Ibeto has been arrested several times, questioned by security agencies, harassed, humiliated, and intimidated. There is no law in the Nigerian law books that Ibeto Company has breached. What then is his crime? Why this mistreatment?
Anarchy loans. Anarchy.
And that is the story of Ibeto. I'm not saying that as a businessman himself is 100% clean, but everything you heard in that video is 100% truth. You can verify them. You can go online and check them too. All the court papers, all of this. Right? So now I think some of us will understand why Charm was raging this afternoon. Whenever somebody says the Igbos should learn how to lobby, the Igbos should learn how to do this or that, what else do you think the business and all of that would do when it comes to safeguarding their businesses and all of that? Do you think they are not doing that? But when a system is totally rigged against you, an order of a government can close down your plants, right? You could be denied, your businesses could be denied their forex. All other businesses you are involved in, you could be denied waivers. You'll be running so much at a loss, and you are competing with somebody who is enjoying all privileges. How long do you think you're going to last? And if you stay strong, like a typical Igbo man, they fight on, then they ask the EFCC to pick you up. Pick you up, pick some of your staff up, lock them up. Okay? Destroy your name, destroy your image if they have to do that. All for Dangote, who will come back later to say, they are coming for me. But here is this guy saying Dangote should go and settle his issue with the regulatory agency that is blacklisting his $19 billion refinery.
We are committed to transparency, thoroughness, and accountability throughout this process that will help us to identify and resolve the underlying issue plaguing Nigerian petroleum sector. The committee is also urging stakeholders in the current dispute to de-escalate tension as the committee embarks on the great task of resolving the issue. So, in view of the above, the Joint Committee resolved that both parties in the raging argument, Dangote Refinery, other refining companies, NNDPRA, marketers, and relevant stakeholders should henceforth cease further allegations and counter-allegations pending the conclusion and outcome.
Anon. So everybody is trying to speak for Dangote now. We need to protect Dangote. We must protect. It's a national. Go and protect him. When his strength comes for him, truly, sadly, they don't miss. Okay? They don't miss. Currently now, they are pushing that Farouk should be sacked for saying or talking to Dangote like that. Yes. You don't talk to Dangote like that. That's exactly what will make Dangote feel better now. Sack the bagger. Sack him. Can you imagine he said that about me? It hurt my feelings. So I've said it before. I said, sometimes you want to feel sorry for Dangote if you want to look at the bigger picture. When you look back and see those
businesses have been destroyed just to enjoy that monopoly, and Nigerians to suffer. Yeah? Kini purpose, just for you to suffer. And while he smiles to the bank. And then when his strength comes for him now, that's when they remember he employs people. People will lose their job. So that's why I said it's a bit of a mixed feeling. So we don't want him to lose that refinery. They have to make it work. It has to work. It must work. Then we can deal with the rest later. But if Tinubu and Co, they want to take the refinery from him through another proxy, Shaguri proxy, where they go make a deal and say, Dangote, collect this 5 billion like that, collect that like that. Oh yes, your refinery is just going to be like a tourist attraction. Oh, you will never refine any crude oil. I promise you, as long as I am the president, you refine crude oil. You go take or you no go take. You see how the whole thing will play. But currently, they are saying that, how dare you talk like that about Dangote? So they are saying that guy should be. Do you think that guy just came out and said Dangote refinery is not completed, which is true? Dangote refinery is a product at low quality, which is a lie. I've found out that, it's actually a lie. So do you think the guy just came out and said that without Tinubu and Co? Somebody will walk out of Tinubu's office. The media met him at the entrance. They asked him a question and he just dropped the bombshell. Dangote refinery diesel na low quality. The refinery is never ready. They blackmail everybody. They talk anyhow. Now Dangote you talk to like that? Yes. Go and tell him. Since then, Dangote never gets he don't get sleepless night. He never get rest. He even said that somebody came into his hotel to come and say, "Are you Dangote?" And he said, "I'm not afraid of anybody." Baba is not afraid.
What I said, I've been fighting all my.
No, the situation is serious in here. What you do and saying?
What I said, I've been fighting all my life. Somebody now said, "Okay, Mr. Dangote, I heard that." Some people came to your hotel to ask of your name and you don't know who they are. You say, yes, they did. But look, I am a very, very fearless person. I believe so much in God and I don't fear anybody. They can do whatever that they want, and I am not scared. I will fight head on. It's not a question of this, so they can do whatever that they
Anarchy.
All of you will know how to read people. Tell me. Billionaire now, that's the richest man in Africa. Within a month, Babati Shibeni lose weight. He looks stressed, tired. He has to do all this presser by himself. Throw his weight around. Let the world see him and pity him. And right now, there are those who are feeling sorry for him. I feel sorry for him. But not that kind of sorry. You get? Yeah, that's why they say that sometimes if you think because this thing wouldn't affect me, it's none of my business. One day it will affect you. If you affect Dangote, Dangote go lose weight within a week. About who are you? Like I said last night, somebody came here and said, even me, I look stressed. I said, Dangote but look stressed. Who am I? That gates. You feel worried when the billionaire, quota system billionaire, don't be anything, Kelotimpe, Olori Odo Abo Olori Esho in this one of these Yoruba movies. See Olori Esho, kind of billionaire now. Once upon me Emiru. You need to be it. Other go bad. Pressure will go make. Pressure will go make Dangote lose weight. Now that kind of pressure will kill me, no doubt. That's why I don't involve myself in anything that I don't want wahala. Or when you lose weight, Nigeria go happen to you. Suppose you shake. Who you be? Well, shake, and that's why I said he's not afraid of anybody. Dangote self don't they alone. Some people came to my hotel to come and ask of me, but I don't know them and I don't know their name. Let me tell you, let me tell you, I've been fighting all my life. I'm not afraid of everybody. So today level any.
I want to tell them, we say, you know, say now people like me go say, I'm not afraid of anybody. When I lie, yeah, we should all be afraid of the people that want to harm us, but we don't know them. You should be afraid. So that's why you have to always guiding. Any small thing like that. So, Baba monkey, you won't blow me. The way you look, I think say you are. But when billionaires come out and say, I'm not afraid, whatever they like, they should do. Whatever they want to do, they should do. But I don't pass Gary. Within just 2 days, so Dangote don't ask the looters to return the money they stole to Dubai and invest in Nigeria. He has told all of us that with what they do to Ram now, he is no longer interested in investing in Nigeria or any steel anymore. Dangote has said that if NNPCA won't pay him out, like buy him out, may they can't take the refinery. You know once, may they can't take him. Now Dangote don't tell us say, I'm not afraid of anybody. Any cost is the problem. Problem tiwao. Problem tiwao. Now, lastly, even though things never start kicking in, but people are already releasing some details. True, of course, we don't know. They've started releasing some details of the public politicians in Nigeria so that everybody can know where and where they spend the money. So if you watch Nigerian Nollywood movies, they're not to get any movie plot or anything anymore. Just go do yansh. Go do yansh, go do breast, go do this, okay? Do everything we go try to make you attractive. So the money misroad, overfed buffoons, your criminal politicians. I heard that, and that is why they say whatever the Nigerian actresses, female actors, whenever they are talking, their fellow male actors, they must listen or just hide their faces. Wherever these ladies are spending, they say, you go to say, ewa. Him actors go, they ask their fellow actors and say, she movie, you know, like John Shea. Of course, it is not the same movie. Sorry for that little deviation. You see, I had crush on so many actors in Nigeria, like actresses, female actors in Nigeria. I had crush on a lot of them. One of them is this Dakore. Now I realize all of us done the whole do. Like we are actually not young anymore. We are beautiful. I'm still beautiful. And she's still beautiful. But I now feel like, oh, more. Hey, I think that well. But here is the gist. They said that everybody looking for a Akpabiole when the protests kick off. All of you should sometimes begin to send messages to his mistresses. So this is a gist lover. A sort of a rumor platform or something. Gist lover. Gist lover. So Gist lover said or released the contacts of those they believe are Akpabiole's side chicks. So they listed that girl that, I mean, I don't know why I always call them girl. That lady that won World Guinness record, Hilda Bashi or Basi. And then they listed several. I mean, they listed this lady too. What's her name again? This beautiful girl, beautiful lady. In one of your movies, there, I can't remember her name. Don't worry. Anyway, yeah, she will give you all the name. Then Dakore. How dare you list Dakore? That Dakore is one of Akpabiole's chick. And that's why I'm sharing it with you. She used to be my crush. Now she made a video to say, what? To clear herself. Now, do you know something? She was my crush, so I believe her. But don't believe me. Just listen to her.
My dear Nigerians, good morning. I hope you all are doing great. I just arrived to the US with my family. We're on our summer vacation and I've not been online. And I started getting calls and text messages this morning alerting me to a very wicked lie from the pit of hell, actually, this morning. And I must say that I am very disappointed. I am very shocked, I'm appalled, and I want to categorically state that I have never, ever in my life met the Senate president. I have not had any cause to see him or to be in the same room with him, not to talk of being one of his side chicks. Hello, I'm married, happily married. I have 2 beautiful children. I have always been above board in my dealings with anyone. So for a blogger, a jobless, wicked blogger, to decide to put my name amongst women who have been with this man is totally wicked and totally unfounded. It is a lie from the pit of hell. And I'm ready for any legal action, because at this point, you have messed with the wrong person. I keep to myself. I mind my business. I drink water and I do my work. So for someone to want to tarnish my hard-earned name and image for some clicks, no way. I'm not going to stand for it, and I am not going to accept it. I am not going to be quiet about it. So I want to put it out there right now. Anybody who can say that I have been with this man, that you have evidence, hard evidence, video or audio, I will give you 5 million naira right now. I am not joking. I am very serious, because look, I have worked too hard for my name and my reputation for someone to now wake up in the morning and want to cause wahala in my life. I reject it. I categorically stand against it. It is a lie from the pit of hell. I have never seen the senator before, and I will not allow anybody to tarnish my name any further. So Gist Media.
Let's be poor. Breathe. Don't suffocate them. We have that responsibility.
I believe her. I know you don't believe me. But if that's going to be our first disagreement, or maybe second this year, I'm okay with it. I believe her. And we are looking for gist lover. Anybody will know him. Even if that 5 million is not complete, right? We go do GoFundMe. How dare you? She's married. She's got 2 kids. Come on. Are you saying now, or because I didn't ask? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if it's now or before, but anyway, it is really, really horrendous. How dare you talk about Dakure like that? So you have my number. Anybody who knows where, what do you call it? Anybody who knows how to get that gist lover with a suam or akwabiole, because that's what they have done. They damage our girls. Most of you who are in your 20s now, in your 20s, your mates are the ones that Akwabiole is buying cars for. They sneak them into their hotels. They sneak them into their hotels in Nigeria, outside Nigeria. They are destroying those young girls who are supposed to become the wives of some of you in your 20s. Now they've stolen, they've destroyed education. Most of you will likely not be able to even complete your education, okay? Then they've destroyed the economy. So when you finish your education or you graduate, right, if you finally manage to, so you begin to look for work. Before you find yourself, you don't turn 40, 45. At some point, you probably have made up your mind that maybe you don't even want to have children. It's a burden, isn't it? Now, they've shaped your life in a way that by the time you soji, you don't enter 45. Now, whatever is now left, you see all these ladies, they are also taken. They will spoil them. They will damage them. And, mentally too, they will damage them mentally. They will come release them into the wild. Now, those ones, you go them jam them for Shiloh. They jam them for Holy Ghost Congress. You go they jam them for choosing conference for singles, choosing conference for this or that. This is the part of the damage. If you know one protest before, your wife, if you are not married and you are 30, you are not married, you are 25, you don't get job, you don't get anything. The women that are supposed to become
your wives who are going to supposed to plan with you, think with you, plan the future with you. And them, all these criminals are using the stolen money to damage for you. That is enough for you. If you are a graduate, you don't get job, you never marry, you never born, and you're asking for what is the reason for us to protest. These are the damages that are unseen, but yet you're going to meet it in front. You turn to 40. Say, I just marry my love of my life. The love of your life will now be saying, don't ever ask me about my past. You get what I mean? Because people like Akwabiole, governors, the rest of them, they are damaging these young ladies. And it is criminal. It is criminal. Make them poor, then take advantage of them. Don't turn them to prayer warriors. They say, I have everything. Now only man remain. Which man? I say, which man? I say, I don't know. Please pray for me. I have money, I have cars, I've got millions. Where did you see the million, auntie? I'm not saying that people don't work for them. I'm just saying people like this that have been damaged. Some. I'll leave it at that. So let's go take calls, okay? Listen, if you have been with me for the last 2 hours, it simply means that you have enjoyed this chat enough and you can stay. So we are currently like nearly 2,000 of us on YouTube. Can you believe that we are even struggling to have 800 of us to pay their own offering, like the broadcast, okay? So I'm going to come back and take calls. Or if you have to go, just don't leave without liking it, right? Thank you. I'll see you in a minute. Thank you. I have 2 announcements to make before I take my first call. Ladies and gentlemen, today is the 22nd of July, which simply means that today marks it just 32 days before the kickoff of the Yoruba Union Summit, organized by the Yoruba Union Ibimo, Majekoba Jele Yoruba. Now you can book a seat and join us, okay? I mean, join us where we are putting together a plan that we believe would help not only to enlighten and then, sort of educate our people, provide a succor and support for them. It is also a package we believe will help us break the yoke of slavery, the yoke of poverty, systemic poverty that the criminals representing the Yorubas in the Project Nigeria have chosen to hold us down.
just for this contraption to continue to rape us. Front, left, and right, like that, economy and all that. So there's something that could be done. And if you join, you will know about that. You know, there's not much we can share on this online, but join us. That's the first announcement. The second announcement is that I have been raising £2,000 in the last 3 days. So I have currently raised at least 1,200. Thanks to all my donors, by the way. Now, tonight, I'm going to continue, even if not £10, even not 20, if not whatever, right? So if, as you feel, let me chip something in, okay? And yeah, it is towards final completion of our Yoruba Union portal. And that is where we intend to mobilize our members, register them and confirm them, right? I'll say that. I mean, I'll leave it at that. Here is my first caller. So I'm going to leave a link in the comments. Use it. My donors, especially those of you who have been waiting for the time you are going to be able to do it, okay? Please. Yeah. Hello. Are you there?
Hello, yes, I'm here. I'm here.
Bless you, Baba. Thank you so much for your patience.
Yeah,
Baba. Please.
It's all right. Yes. First of all, let me first comment on what Dele Momodu said in that thing.
Right.
You know, that has been a very good contribution in his own part. And then the easiest way to know lazy politicians, lazy people, is by when they depend solely on money, that they want to use money to buy people's conscience, to buy people's agreements, to literally do everything with the power of money. That's when you know that this the certain politician is a lazy person. And again, the current the person who heads Nigeria gang of the ruling, who's currently ruling the place, is it is not loved or is not a popular person among ordinary people. We've all seen the way they emerge to the scene of power. Is all by inner caucus. They buy them and then say, okay, as long as this inner caucus supports them with the, to hell with the ordinary people who are meant to vote for them.
They call them the power brokers. Once the power brokers have decided, to hell with the rest.
Yes. Yes. So, and that's
we do not hold them anything. That's how they act. That's how they are behaving. They do not owe you anything.
Yes, that is not a democracy, and that is not a transparent, way of, achieving or getting a good government in power, right? So, basically, that's just what I want to say. So now about this refinery, my own thing is that look, all this while that Dangote has been using Nigerian money to build the refinery, half of that money used to build the refinery has already been diverted, because mostly is the Indian contractors. These people are as well in their own way, corrupt in their own way, so they know how to divert money. So the Nigerian thieves have used them to divert millions, billions of dollars into different accounts in Saudi Arabia, in other places like that. So what remains, let's say Nigeria they've used Nigerian money for, let's say, $100 billion so far, or maybe, I don't know how much. So half of that money is there. They use even maybe less than half to that refinery. Half of it is gone. So they mainly use it to divert money. And so now,
money laundry.
Tinubu thinks Tinubu, because he wasn't part of it, maybe he's not fully part of it, part of the cake. So he's paying back now. And I know he's going to bite his ass, because essentially what Tinubu wants is just to get his own share, get his own part, feel like, is in charge again.
Be in control. Everything that happened before me, I'm canceling all of them. You have to carve my own space into it.
Yes.
But they said he's been given 13%. Yes. True or false, we don't know, because Dangote didn't even tell us how Nigerian, their 20% shares suddenly dropped to 7%. Like how? He didn't see anything.
Yes. So,
he didn't sell the shares, or what happened, right? Where is the money? No explanation.
I wonder. So I wonder why all this is coming to light now. So we should be very careful. We should be mindful of not allowing these people to divert our attention from the real thing, because this is what they know how to do most.
Thank you so much,
so,
Baba.
So when we have to go out, we have to come out. We will do our own part to support them.
Yes.
Block them in every way we can. People shouldn't be, seen, vandalizing or whatever. We just want them to gather and start shouting their point of, what they need change for.
Yes.
Their demands. And then, and then they should camp there. That would be their permanent home for the next, maybe 1 month or so there, until these people maybe decide to become brutal or whatever. So then a course of action will now take place. What was the next, to do. So please, let's encourage people.
Take another one.
Not.
Thank you so much. Okay.
Yeah,
as usual.
God
bless you. Nice one. Thank you. I have another caller on the line. And as usual, I'm going to be reminding you to please use the number that we have now to our own advantage. Like the broadcast. Share it as well. Yeah. Hello.
Yeah, hello. This is Carlo from London.
Say that again.
This is Carlo from London.
Carlo from London. How are you today, man?
Yeah, I'm fine, thank you. I'm gonna go back. I always call to tell you one thing. Yeah, like I said last time I called, I said the Edo election will probably be the main precursor to the whole mayhem that's gonna happen. There was somebody that called a few days ago that said the diaspora need to donate money to sustain the revolution for 30 days. I think one of your old program I watch. So my whole theory has always been, the riot that's going to start is going to start from Middle Belt. And if you listen to what this guy that died, the former, I forgot exactly, he was from Middle Belt, the guy that was saying the Boko Haram were planning to do something in the next 2 or 3 years when Buhari was still president.
I remember
Melafia.
His name just
Melafia.
it's just
Melafia.
like, off my head now.
Melafia.
Yeah, God bless you.
What has happened in Nigeria is that the Middle Belt have been so deceived to believe that they were part of the core north. Until Buhari came in and told them, you don't belong in the core north. You're only a tool to achieve our objective of conquering the south. And the second biggest mistake that happened in Nigeria was to move the capital from Lagos to Abuja, thinking that they are trying to develop themselves, but they ended up opening the eyes of the Middle Belt. Because let's not forget, Abuja all the way to southern Kaduna are all core Middle Belt. Now, what has happened in the last 20 or 30 odd years is that the core north has consistently undermined the Middle Belt. To the point where, when it goes to the point where the Middle Belt should nominate somebody to go with Kolu, they told them that a Christian cannot follow Kolu. Rather, they will nominate a fellow Muslim. That was the height of insult and insubordination to the Middle Belt. But they've been keeping quiet. Now, what is going to happen? I feel that, like I said, Edo is a melting pot between the south and the north, because some part of Edo will link to the southwest, southeast, and Middle Belt. That election holds a lot in the balance. Once that election happens, and what happened in the last election repeats itself, the riots kick off from there, and before you know it, will spread like wildfire across the country. Now, coming back to the issue, yes, that is my theory. That's my opinion. Now, the issue with Dangote, Dangote has benefited. Dangote is what we call change of the guards. Dangote has been the carrier of the military brass, all the old military brass of the 80s, of the 90s. Anytime they steal money, when they want to make it legitimate, wipe it out, they use Dangote as a vehicle. And sometimes they use what's his name, the one that owned Globacom. At some point, it was allegedly. I'm not saying that's allegedly.
There's no, that one is not even hidden. Adenuga was one of the Babangida's boys who are moving this money.
It was allegedly. Now these guys have these guys have lost their power because the Lagos City boys have come in from Lagos and got to the center and realized, wait, we were taking 10 billion a week. We could do 100 billion a day.
Wow.
So they moved part of Central Bank Corporation to Lagos, started moving things away from central government, and now they're going after all the people that have benefited and that sidelined them. When they put Dangote as part of the economic team, they brought him closer so that they can have access to him. And they're going to strip him naked.
His vulnerability too.
Thank you. They're going to strip him naked.
Them, thinking they will help him.
Thank you. Because that is
everything he says is actually access to get to him. I think he's knowing that now. And all gloves
that is what
now. Go on, Baba.
This is exactly what Tinubu did to Jonathan. When Jonathan called him in and started explaining to him, I need to win this election. What do we do? He said, I'm going to help you. But he used Jonathan's words to realize, wait.
Yes.
So a whole president doesn't have the power I thought he has. That was why Tinubu had the effrontery and the brave to go and hold that rally. Jonathan must go.
Now I will use him. If he says he wants to challenge Jonathan, right? It was completely going to be a total loss. So he went on to deceive the North and say, hey, you could have the power back. I've met this guy. And the guy was shitting himself because of Boko Haram. And they believed him. All because he had closeness. I know this story.
Sorry, now, so he has used that playbook again against the North. When I called some time ago, I told you he was playing this Kolu business, pretend to be going to die in the next 2 minutes. And the North also fall into his trap, and they bought it. As soon as he became president, Tinubu became a different person. His speech became normal. Everything, medical, everything became fine. Now he's going to make sure that...
They are so shocked that, this guy's no longer looking like somebody who is going to fall and die now.
Thank you. Like you said, in the last 20 years, you can count how many times Dangote has appeared on TV. But in the last 1 month, he has appeared in TV more than those times. What is happening now is Tinubu is saying those generals that used to back you, they are no longer in power. I've retired all their boys from the army. I've put in all my boys to control those army, all the military now. If you mess up, I will deal with your boss and I'll deal with you. Wow. He has also done what the colonialists did to us when they came. He went to make sure that in Kano, which is the center of unity of the North, put 2 emirs there to be fighting themselves. So while they are busy fighting themselves, he's busy doing what he's doing in the center. Before they will finish, the person he's targeting now is Sultan of Sokoto. You see that Sultan of Sokoto has not made one pim since Tinubu has been doing this nonsense. See, the day you make a mistake and talk.
They don't reduce in power now. They passed them.
Yes.
I was wondering why that didn't make the news like that of Kano. No. I think they just felt like, they can like that too.
The better to take like that or they're going to change you. And they've already warned him. If he doesn't listen, he's going to, like I told you, he's going to strip the North of all the power they had. By the time Tinubu leaves, by the time Tinubu leaves, Nigeria will be like Lagos. Where if you're not connected to the Tinubu gang, or you're not part of the gang.
See how he did dismantle those who are the real Lagosians to become the what he is today. Not that people didn't fight back, but he took slowly and
he's
steadily.
Gonna kill.
Yeah,
just watch. He's gonna start killing all important people that can contest against him. Anybody that has become a threat, he's gonna kill them. Like Funchal Williams, Bola Ige. They're gonna disappear, and they will disappear in a way that you will not understand. When you're thinking, wait, this actually happened. Why did it happen? And the court will stamp it. That is his playbook. That is how he's been working.
Like if you run to court thinking the court is going to, you'll be surprised that he owns it too. And that's what
let the guy that say he had the tea with God come and talk again. That former vice president church. Let him talk. He will disappear. Watch. He will not open his mouth. Have you noticed that all the churches don't preach anything against the government anymore? They can't say anything. Even the mosques that are talking now, gradually, some of them are just talking. Have you seen this guy? What's his name? The one that used to go and negotiate with the terrorists. What's his name? The former army guy that he retired, that went to where Sunday Boho village was. And No, not Buratai. The other one. There's one guy that used to. He's always Gumi, Shey Gumi.
Oh, right.
Have you noticed that he's been silent?
Yeah,
he's not during Buhari time. He used to go all over the place and make noise.
Yes.
Let him try it now. Tinubu will quietly silence all of them, even the Meitiala people. Quietly, he will take them out one by one. You just be hearing road accident, something happened, or somebody went there. There's a riot. Even this riot they're going to do now. He probably allowed the riot to happen. Then he used that to eliminate some people and tell you, oh, the rioters that did it. You're gone. You're gone. Wow. And that is how he's going to make sure he wipe all of them clean. Then he'll put his boys there. But the problem he's going to have is he's too old to sustain the cabal. When in the next 10, 20 years now he's gone, what will happen to those people fighting for power? Like Fashola them, like the former vice president, like the guy who from Lagos, like the other people that went to Ogun State, the guy currently in Ogun State, all the other members, who is the next person in line? That is where the problem is going to be. Because all of them are all the same level of generals, but no power. They are waiting for Tinubu to go.
Shifted to them as well, and
Sheyi is trying to be like his dad, but he doesn't have the same power. Because let's not forget, this guy came from America with the same mentality and brought it down to Africa.
Bless you. See, let me take another one, Baba. Thank you so much, okay? For, as usual, as always, right? Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Keeping this in, okay? Bless you. Well, indeed, you can come on to my Egun's Diary Political and share your theory with us. And be articulate like Kanu. When I say articulate, I mean say clear enough that we can easily know that you know what you are talking about. And then, yeah, we can keep it in our own archive and watch out for things, see how things play out. And once they begin to kind of act out that same way, we say, oh, I remember, that's from Kalu. Yeah. See, we are just about 70 of us, 70 likes away from 1,000. So you probably should, if you haven't really liked yourself, like the broadcast yet, okay? I think you should while we listen to this call. Hello.
Hello, sir. My General.
Oh, Polonga. Brother, how are you?
Yeah, this is I'm fine. Thank you, sir. How are you, sir?
I'm very well. Oh, thanks so much for asking. Please.
How is family? Hope everybody is fine.
We thank God. Oh, how is yours?
We bless God. We keep pushing. Yeah, General, my own contribution. The last caller made a very vital point. Yeah, his point was very clear, you know. But my own contribution comes from, you know, I want to use this medium to plead the Nigerian youth. They should not let us down. This 29th protest of this month, they should not back down until our demands are met. Because Tinubu may be in charge, he may be in charge, but the people actually made him president, even if we didn't vote for him. Hope you can hear me.
Yeah, I can, loud and clear. Continue.
Yeah, yes, even if we didn't vote for him, he took our vote. He rigged himself in because of our vote. Yes, he rigged himself in because of our vote. So without the vote of the people, there is no way he would be there. So the people actually made him president indirectly. They didn't vote for him. So we can actually take back the vote. It's possible. It's possible. Togetherness with trust and determination. There should be no leader. I don't even support this protest that they should have a leader, because if the protest there's a leader, the government can buy the leader out, just like the way they bought this Labour chairman, Ajero, and the other guy. If Nigerian youth want to make something out of this protest, they should not have any leader. Say, this is our leader. Everybody should just mobilize
their demands,
with
and also they
determination.
begin to see those demands being met, right? What's leader? Why
yes, because you know,
leader for what?
Yes, you know, General, you know, Tinubu is a drug cartel lord. He knows how to play a game when it comes to leader and all this cartel stuff. The moment Tinubu found out that these people have a leader, they have a person that they listen to, he will come for that person. Maybe 2, maybe 3, maybe 4 people. He will buy them off. So that is my own contribution. They should not back down until
They should not, be emphasizing on leaders, the leader this, leader that. Okay, articulate your demands, organize yourselves,
you can imagine,
and go out there.
yes, determination. Who can achieve this thing? It's not too much.
So much, Bola.
Even 1 month is even too much. 3 weeks, they'll be begging us. Just 3 weeks.
We shall see, Baba. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for what you do. Thank you so much. May God
and you too.
To bless you.
And you too. Thanks a lot. So I'll take another one. And I'm gonna quickly just go say a big thank you to this my first donor tonight. I got my first 20 pounds tonight, and that is coming from Nifat. I won't put the second name, you know yourself. So thank you so much for that your generosity. Here is the Prince Jejeman, representing
IPOB for life.
That's him. How are you today, Baba?
I'm fine, Tukano Mike.
Yes, sir. Here we are again tonight, and it seems like I did some throwbacks. There are some people who are seated there watching this tonight who have never heard about or seen some of these throwbacks. So are just like, oh my God, how could they do that to us? Well, that's Nigeria. That's how we live. The Prince.
That's it, Baba. Well done.
Thank you.
You are doing a great job.
Thank you.
You're doing a great job, Eshegon.
Bless you.
Yeah, Baba, I called to talk about this Dangote. Someone, a lady called in the afternoon. She was like trying to do PRO for Dangote. Are you hearing me, sir?
I'm with you.
Okay, so she was kind of doing PRO for her for him indirectly. You know, it's quite unfortunate that people don't. And she even said that she resides in UK. You know,
she does.
And she's trying to compare shithole with UK setting. Shithole Nigeria, Africa. You know, Dangote, in case for her, we are talking about Ibeto. Because Ibeto destruction of Dangote monopoly. Why Ibeto was pronounced is because he's a big fish. Okay, there are other businesses that
smaller businesses that are not as big as Ibeto.
Exactly.
Also, tell us
that people don't know. For instance, Dangote have to gang up when he wanted to bring pasta into the market of Nigeria. You know, he has to gang up so that the newspaper, the press will publish that Indomino is killing people. I don't know if you people remember.
I think I remember when they said Indomie was killing people.
Exactly.
I remember that one.
He took that godly woman that they let her because of her great work. They let her kill that woman. Well, is it Dora Kunle? You know, he took that woman as a woman of God to come out and eating domino. She was, I think, NAFDAC leader then.
Which woman was that? You're talking about Dora?
Dora Kuriye, yes.
And now she was the director of NAFDAC now. Which one is you think? That's exactly what we knew about her. The NAFDAC. Dora, the great Dora.
You know that's a single incident that woman have to come out to represent or to
debunk the rumor.
To debunk that blackmail against the Indomino company. You know, and even publicly ate Indomino to show people that product is not killing people before people started eating, because the whole Nigeria, everybody started running away from Indomino, because that is the easy food that parents do give their children to go to school then. Do you understand? That very act even was among how the reason they pursued that woman until they make sure that they kill that woman. Their cabals. You understand? These are the big dangerous secret that people don't know. My good general. Are we talking of salt? Are we talking of
what about people? What about people whose
sugar?
rice, food, and all things they were bringing to Nigeria were confiscated because the only person that could bring all of those things in was Dangote. He had to fancy. The boy had to go extra mile before he could get a shared license to bring in grains. Because when the federal government needed grains then, right, they had to consult with him and they had to, they had no choice. They had to give him license. If not, Dangote was after this same Bua as well, like mad.
Dangote is the most laziest businessman in Nigeria.
Tell them.
The laziest businessman in Nigeria. Because of his monopoly, he can take anybody to court or even use blackmail.
If the government is not doing what he want them to do, he will take you to court. Like he would take people to court. See why he did that to that Ibeto, right? Go on.
Why? Yes. Why he took Ibeto to court is because he cannot silence him secretly.
No, because Yaradua gave him license and Yaradua will not cancel the license like Obasanjo. So he took him to court. So court to stop him. And guess the irony of it, right? It was that Ibeto is crashing the price of petrol, cement, right? And it is hurting Dangote's business, who was producing locally, right? Well, it's a lie. He wasn't producing all of his cement locally. He was also importing cement to cover the gap. But he wanted to keep all the... Despite the fact that it is cheaper to import the cement, he kept selling it at the high cost.
Mayegu immediately he succeeded in getting that monopoly over Ibeto. What happened? The price of cement went up. Who we are paying for it? All the extra 1,000 plus. Is it not Nigerians?
Yes.
Nigerian people are the ones suffering for that.
And they are still suffering right now.
And we are still suffering. Today, cement is 7,500 to 8,000.
It's actually 15,000 naira. They just managed to cut it down to 11,000 now.
And even this 7,500 now, as it is, the executive, the House of Assembly, all of them, they have share in it. And who are suffering? Nigerian people.
Nigerians are the ones paying for it.
Mayegu, we'll put that aside. Then the protest.
Yeah.
The protest that is coming, our people should brace up. We Biafrans, we are not going to be involved at first. Our own protest is that they should release Nnamdi Kanu for us. Yes. Give us a date of referendum. We are tired of Nigeria. That is our own stand. Then, if they want our problem, let them touch Nnamdi Kanu. That's where they will see our problem. But if generally give us Nnamdi Kanu, if they want to chop their Nigeria, let them chop their Nigeria. Then, for those who want to protest, if they want to succeed in that protest, let them make it a rat race. Police, as someone that called earlier on, both including army, all of the armed forces are not more than 2 million. Nigeria is about 200 and something million. If every street is staging protests on every street, I'm not talking of the only town center. Every street in Nigeria are staging protests. Police no go reach a rat race. If they go Shomolu, some people go there for Ajangbadi. If they go Ajangbadi, some people go there for Lekki. Where they won't cover. Where they won't cover.
They will be overstretched now.
Only the people in Ajangbadi.
They are all praying that people shouldn't turn up. People shouldn't turn up. So once people don't turn up, right, that is their saving grace. Or if police come out, I'll tell you this one, all right? If police come out in their van,
that morning, and they see like about 50,000 people coming. Do you know what 50,000 is? Head, 50,000 heads. Now police will tell themselves, say, "Oh, let's listen good, let's serious." I'm not sure I want to be part of this again. Oh, I did tell you, see, I've never seen. If the police and the soldiers themselves see the numbers they've never seen before, and it is universal, like it's almost the same everywhere. Yes, nobody could tell anybody. You know that. So everything still depends more on how people responded. Or sorry, how people respond, rather. Okay. So their response will determine if the police will flex muscle or they go pick race.
It's 2 ways. My ego is 2 ways.
Right.
You either stay at home and become a slave forever. Or you come out
stand up
and fight for your destiny.
And don't ever believe anybody that tells you that nothing will come out of it. A lot will come out of this. Some of those people you see today, they will lose their job. A lot will change.
My ego, if you are a mom or a pastor, tell you that you shouldn't protest, start the protest on their head first.
Start it on that
protest there.
Yes. Drag that person out.
Because they are not that pastor.
It's not saying it for free.
Mom, that will tell you that.
Tell them, please. Your pastor they tell you, say, make you not join this or that. He's not saying it for free. Your imam that is telling you that don't join them, Nigerian need prayer. He's not saying it for free. Everybody don't collect their own rabba. Now only few of them get mine to talk in public and to face you. They say nonsense. That's nonsense. Prince.
My ego, do you know why there are many fake pastors in all these big churches? It's because of the time of election. That is the only reason why most of them, you see them hiding, like where Osibanjo is here may redeem. Or they was your other one that is what is in there? Is it by or what? The other one.
By your Onofunuga.
You see all those perfect pastors. They are there because of their political gain. So it's all those kind of people that will come, they will give them mic.
Imagine Femi Okuno Adesina as a 4-square pastor, and person could go in front of him, they listen. Please, let me take another one, okay? Our time. Thanks so much.
Yeah, okay? My people, respect. Thank you.
God bless you. Prince Jejeman. See, again, I am pleading with you because, listen, we only have just about 20 more minutes to go. 20 minutes to go. And that simply means after that, if you haven't really liked this and all that, you can't anymore, sadly. I mean, probably you won't want to come back and do that. So please do that now, because after this caller, I may probably be having just 1 or 2 more calls, and that will be us. Here, hello.
Good evening from here.
Good evening. Good evening, sir. How are you?
You know, fine, my brother. I just want to say something about the girl that came out to defend herself. I think it's very stupid of her to come out to defend herself.
Which girl is that? You mean Dakore, the actress?
Yes, Ababio have a history of women, and that is his problem.
They say him be egots. People will call him Buko.
Yeah, that's why you see him whenever he sit down there at the chamber, he will be laughing like stupid person and behaving like fool. You know, he's a womanizer. So all those girls, if you see what this lover posted, all those girls, those pictures there, don't check their lifestyle. You can't fight any company. You know, we are living in a Western world. You know, we know what it takes for somebody to achieve those things. And these girls, they don't have companies. They are driving Range Rover 2024. So who is bankrolling all those things? She's stupid. She's very, very stupid to come out to debunk it. She could have been kept quiet. I know that a lot of them now. Yeah, a lot of them now, their marriage is shaking, but their husbands know their rules because men are not mugu. We know that when you're with your wife or your girlfriend, you know how capacity, you know what she can do and what she cannot do.
Things are not really right.
Yes. So she just calling. She just want to sort of gather sympathy by saying my family, I'm this, I'm that. Nonsense. She could have went inside and kept her cool because this thing will go. We know Abio. I have a long list now. You know, so another thing is this Dangote issue. Thank you so much, Maegu, for posting that Ibeto stuff. That Ibeto happened around 1999 during Obasanjo. You know, many people don't know why cement price is going up in Nigeria. Ibeto is still paying workers in that factory till tomorrow. He's still paying workers. So Dangote, they just
shut him down.
Yes, he's still paying workers there
now.
Yes, the machine. There's a machine there that came in that he wanted to use for production. That machine, if you don't run that machine, it will spoil. So he's paying millions to run that machine, although he's not producing anything there. And he passed all the categories to make a factory in that place.
Where they're talking built for the one he built in Port Harcourt, right? It
in Port Harcourt, yeah.
It generates its own electricity, 145 megawatts.
Everything, and he's still paying, and he's still running it till tomorrow, paying money to staffs. So Dangote, they just gave him one hand. He started shaking. Dangote, 2006, 2007, Dangote personally made himself chief chairman of task force that disturb people bringing rice in from Cotonou. Go and ride from border, Badagry border. Dangote personally, he stand at border with immigration. That's why rice is where it is today. What is rice? Is rice our food? When you go to Chinese restaurant, rice is free. The only thing that you pay for is the sauce. Why must we pay for rice? That is nothing. But Dangote shut everybody down just because of this 20 billion naira dollars refinery. He's dying already. His hair is full of white, gray hair everywhere.
I think he's more stressed in the last 6 months of his life than the last 60 years of his life.
Dangote went to Niger Sem, where Ibeto also wanted to, in Abakaleke, he closed that one. He wanted to buy it. Dangote, those little things they did to him. What about, like President Gentleman said, what about other businesses that cannot stand this marginalization? And he's crying. This Nigeria has happened to him, like we used to say. All those people that are blocking him. But my own is that this, like Mr. Carlos said, these guys are not going to spend 20 years more. All those that fought war, Abu Salam is using walking stick now. Bangida is on wheelchair, steady wheelchair. Many of them, they are all going close to their grave. But what happened to those people that are waiting for them? We are going to eat them raw. You know, so Nigeria is another time bomb waiting to explode. If this protest did not hold, but they are trying everything to put it down. But I tell you, Nigeria will not last more than 5 years anymore. Good, thank you, Maegu. That's what my submission tonight.
Thank you. Well, that's some prediction there. Anyway, thanks to every one of you once again. Everyone who is with us on the platform this evening, including those of you who are now kind of, I don't know who shared this. Somehow we have some of our guys who are, some of our viewers rushing in from Twitter or X. I see I have the line open where we can still take one more call. Yeah, I think we can. Now, if you haven't really pay your own offering, which is up like this and share it. Sharing is caring, they say. So share this, like it, invite or let those who should see it. Thank you so much. Now, I have one singular, okay, I see announcement. I'll just say thank you, okay? So I got another donation. I've got £50 from Adekunle. Yeah, is that all right? Thank you so much to you as well. Here is another caller that will likely be our last caller tonight. Let's see the time.
Hello, Baba.
Yes, sir.
DJ from London, Baba.
DJ, how are you this evening?
Yeah, Baba. I'm good, sir.
Grant, please.
Yeah, I just want to chip in one or two things. And well, today it's all about Reno. It's about Reno tonight.
Okay.
Today, I was just like scrolling on my phone and I just saw Reno post. It was like posting a show. He's in London with two Caucasians in London.
Okay.
So it was like, Nigeria is loved. Nigeria is so loved. Everyone loved Nigerian Ashoke. And as I made a comment like, look, Ashoke is meant for the Yoruba English, not for Nigeria.
No.
That Nigeria is not a country, it's a fake country created by the British, and you are part of the political puppet, working for your political puppet, in Nigeria.
That's right.
Baba, you know, take 2 minutes, you don't block me straight.
I say they do. You know, say the guy get mental problem too.
Some
of you know this, and you kept going there to come out to go and provoke him. Reno is broken. He's mental.
Hypocrite giving Reno.
I don't even think it's hypocrisy, but mental disorder. Here you get now. Mental disorder. I read something that somebody shared from him as well. You know that when Joe Biden pulled out of the presidential race yesterday, right? The next Reno Mokri posted that this was what Peter Obi should have done.
Yeah, I saw that post too.
2023. What Joe Biden did. I was like, how do people react to that? Reno lives in London. His story is long, okay? And as we have read, as long as Elon Musk pays, Peter Obi will feed him. So I've read ridiculous take from him, and I just kind of, I actually block him myself. For the sake of
really?
All of you, they try.
Okay, so you blocked him.
Me, I know they today. So you know, say me, and they pick what people are saying.
So I am so lucky that he blocked me there, because I don't go to his post normally, Baba. But just today, I was just scrolling on my phone and I just saw his post. I was like, what's the meaning of all this rubbish? So I tried to look, Nigeria is not a real country.
It's a real place.
It's not even up. He posted that picture with that caption within seconds, and I made my comment within seconds, and he blocked me within seconds. I'm like, he posted me for
it all happened so fast, right? No.
Yeah.
For some reason, it's just so unfortunate. What they are doing is really dangerous. Okay. Usually, it wouldn't be much if they are not.
Even Dele Momodu, Baba said it's
baiting people.
Even Dele Momodu was even confused.
They were back and forth 2 days ago. I was
exactly. And Dele Momodu was like, I didn't see the pillow.
You know, PDP. I told you, someone will get that problem. He has
that country is a crime scene, Baba. And about the protest coming up, Baba. Yeah, and they should all be careful for the celebrities, because they are going to come out, they can hijack the protest as well. If it come out, because they will come out and be drinking, eating, dancing, and most of the celebrities are being paid by the politicians to discourage the youth, to put fear on them. So we are seeing everything. So I hope, they didn't listen and everyone should go out and protest. But Baba, as for me, I'm not saying they should not go and protest. But Baba, for me, it is protest to end Nigeria. But Baba, protest to change things.
It has to start somewhere. Here you get other things.
Yeah, Baba.
There are those who said they won't join until they begin to actually demand for the breakup of Nigeria. That's when they will join. I said, okay, everybody will still join. Right now, people are kind of saying what they are saying simply because of the past experiences, right? Is this just going to be a noise? After 2-3 days, we are going to be talking about it in the past tense and nothing achieved. I understand people say skepticism. Right? I also kind of appreciate people's optimism too. Okay, but nobody knows how it's going to go. I'm only looking.
But at least, I'm also looking forward to it anyway.
You know what I mean?
I'm looking forward to that.
And then we'll see how it goes.
Exactly. Nobody can change our own mind anymore. End Nigeria, Yoruba nation, Biafra, Arewa too is alive. Arewa, any country, Medo Republic, end Nigeria, Baba. Thank you, Baba. Good night, Baba.
Thank you so much. Yes, okay. And there we go. That would have been our last call, right? But I will take just one break, and then I'll take one more call, and that's us tonight. Again, let me say a very big thank you to this my two donor as well, and then to those of you who are still typing it. Okay, let me just take a break. Just use 2 minutes.
Somebody say you should be saying that all this your shepherd and he is using bodyguard. Sorry, and that is what religion has done to a lot of people, including our nation. When you keep on telling our people that giving will make you rich, and we have several graduates who are jobless. Giving will make you rich, and you know you are giving to the rich, and the Bible says you become poor. Me, conveniently, you see me using 5G by your 1, by your 2, by your 3, by your 4, and the 6th one, Mopo, Amatekun. Then the one in front, Soldier, and you are still giving to me. You are not waking up. Somebody say you should be saying that all this your shepherd and he is using bodyguard. Sorry, if you know that God is his own shepherd, and he will walk through the valley of Zanga, why is it you say Amatekun? Why is it you say Mopo? Why is it you say bodyguards? Hello, conveniently, you can give him millions of dollars, and you still want your church member to be contributing for you. Something is wrong. But I won't blame them. Some of you want to buy miracle. You love. Somebody now said, if you don't pay tithe, you are not going to heaven. That is not. A pastor said recently, he said that if you see anybody that is prosperous without tithes, he will drop the Bible. We wish he dropped the Bible because we have millions. Go and Google for it. Qatar is one of the blessed countries in the world, and it's a Muslim country. They don't pay tithes, and they are well blessed. If tithe is the reason why we are going to be blessed, nobody should be poor in Nigeria because they have been paying tithe when I was inside my father's and mother's womb. Yes. How many of you relate with those aged mother? They will tie it to their wrapper and bring it to church. What is their prosperity? So people now think that salvation is synonymous to money. If God touch your heart, do for God. And not everything is for money. If you don't have money and you are coming to church, please be excited, be happy. Don't say, I don't have money. Go out there now. You will see a lot of people don't go to church. They say, I don't have money. Most of people say, we didn't see you in church. When you get there, they now lie. They say, we are sick. Most of them don't have offering. They are always ashamed not to drop. Majorly if a church. You know, there are some churches you have to dance out. And as they are dancing out, they are recording whether you will drop inside basket or not. You will feel frustrated.
What shall I say unto the Lord? Yes, Lord. All I have to say, thank you, Lord. What shall I say? Thank you, Lord. What shall I say?
Hello there.
Yes, sir. Hello.
Air Force One. How are you today, sir?
Baba, good evening. I'm all right. How have you been?
Well, I'm very well, oh. Yourself?
I'm good.
Right.
Yeah, sorry. I tried to call in earlier during morning show. Even though I woke up late, I met you guys at the middle when the talk was going.
You are calling in, and your call is getting through at the tail end again. But lucky you made it. Baba?
All right, yes, sir. So see, I think that woman that called it during the brunch time show, during the brunch time.
Yes, sir.
I think people should always remind themselves, like, have this awareness that Nigeria is not a nation or a country that you can easily compare, like somewhere in UK. When you make a comparison between UK and Nigeria, how? It's like you are comparing deceit with death. So, you cannot make a direct comparison in terms of economics, the way business are run. The environment doesn't accommodate business owners. Talking of small business, like people who are starting startups, they don't encourage anything over there.
No.
So, and I think that's why people should be very careful. And if we keep doing that, you're going to be stepping on toes. Like the way they step on Shams, the way Shams reacted. I supported him. Supported her. Because ego people, let me tell you, when you are talking about Dangote this evening, I wasn't angry, but I was like, what's my ego saying now that you feel for him? No, now, whatever goes around, it comes around now.
What goes
Is he the only
around
one?
comes around. Kamala Harris.
Yes, sir. I mean, is Dangote the only one? How come Ibeto? Why did they stop him? And if you also remember, you remember he did a show.
In a nutshell, right? He will come to Ekiti must come with 2 hands. Abi? Which simply means that
hands,
it is the hand you deal them that you will be dealt. Okay. I am with you. You're for
I want to that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So you've been dining with devil all this while. What do you think will happen? At some point, the devil asked for, if the devil has been giving you maybe just a chicken, the devil ask you for your own personal head. You'll be sure.
You have to get, it wouldn't even ask for permission. It just takes it.
Yeah. So you've been dining and whining with these people. You are the only one importing rice, sugar, cement, flour. Are you the only one? And the son is the richest man. Let me tell you today. If that man Ibeto, I read this biography years ago. I don't remember everything I read back then. But if they have to start off from the scratch, Dangote will never meet up with that man.
No chance. Without the quota system,
I'm telling you.
Money? No. Is that why he's screaming right now? He said they call him monopolist, right? He should go and compete. Baba no one compete. He said they can't take the refinery. You don't want again.
He can never compete with anybody. My Gusebi on this same show, you remember you did one show months ago, where you talked briefly about how him and Obasanjo, how they met together, how he sponsored the elections and everything like that. You remember you did that show now? Yeah, you remember now?
Is a man with, they say is an agip, all governments in power, until Tifnumbu showed the Lagos boys, we know they share their loot. I want to cook jegun. You think that they share? They know they share.
My you see the Lagos boys too. Let me tell you something. You see, what they are doing is the most dangerous thing ever that will happen. But the only thing that I believe that I won't be any repercussion to Yoruba people, okay, is if Nigeria go their separate ways. But if Nigeria does not go their separate ways, and Tinubu finished 80 years, you see, if these northerners take over that country, I guarantee you, Yoruba will suffer.
Well, Air Force One, MF is suffered Derubawamo. They didn't promise us the kind of suffering we are facing right now. They don't promise us. See what people they face.
No, what I'm saying is, is that you see all this.
You can use anything to scare us, not suffer. You see this guy suffer. If they tell them say they go suffer like this under Tifnumbu, I swear, majority will probably have prevented it happening. Use another thing that they can use to suffer us. Anyway, I'm just joking. Okay, I'm just saying that. Suffering. Suffering won't really be anything to threaten anyone with anymore. See what we are facing. See what we are seeing. Threaten us with something stronger. Not suffer.
Okay.
Don't worry. You don't have to say it now. You can say it some other time. Okay. The time is so up. I'm so sorry. Have a good one, Baba.
It's all right.
God bless you. Okay. So, in order for me not to always, I know I blame myself. I start late most of the time, but it's also your fault too, because I just have to make sure that even if I want to finish in time, you just want me to finish late too. Or yes. Thank you so much, everyone, for tonight. We've had a wonderful chat, and I hope that those who will come across this video, they will make any bit of it that really helps you to understand how to tackle what it is that everyone is facing in that contraption as we speak. Use it. You see, when you know better, you have to do better. Now they fight tribal war for politicians. So now Mumu they fight a religious war for politicians. So or ethnic divisive rhetorics. How much they won't pay you. Now Mumu they do all that. Unite yourself and go after your oppressors and see and watch them run. I want to see them run. Please don't deny me that, okay? Or whether you like it or not. These guys are not changing their ways. They are not even like slowing down on this maladministration or this misadministration or the bad governance. They are not slowing down. They are blackmailing everyone, gaslighting everyone they can gaslight, and threatening others with arrest and even death, violence and all that. None of this will actually really save them if they are not really doing the job. And they are not doing it. And they won't do it. You can rig an election. You can capture a country through institutionalized, corrupt takeover. But you are going to need more than propaganda to hold together what you have stolen. Tinubu doesn't have that. And a lot of you are already dropping your fear. Now, that's a good thing. When people say we are no longer afraid, we are not afraid anymore. That is a good thing. Now, it is time for you to put that to use. We are counting the days. Thank you so much, everyone, once again. I'm going to see you later this, not later this evening. It's going to be later tomorrow. But let's see if you come across my video and you choose to support, what do you call my little project and fundraiser, please. Remember, I'm going to come back here and say thank you to you once I see it, because I'm going to see it. So the rest of us, right? Let's enjoy the rest of our evening. Those of us who are already on bed, enjoy the rest of the night. And have a wonderful night too. Good night to all of you. I will see you again tomorrow.
Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun dayari Nayibi #1. Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun dayari Nayibi #1. Mayegun ti dé o ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú. Mayegun dayari Nayibi #1. Lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube. Mayegun dayari Nayibi #1. Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Mayegun já wa sí. Mayegun dayari Nayibi #1. Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun dayari Nayibi #1. Bó bá ṣe eré àní Mayegun máa wí. Mayegun dayari Nayibi #1. Ó sì tún ṣe eré wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun dayari Nayibi #1. Mayegun dayari politico. Mayegun dayari Nayibi #1. Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Mayegun. Mayegun dayari Nayibi #1. Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o kẹgọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu o. Mayegun dayari Nayibi #1. Àní Mayegun làwa mọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun dayari Nayibi #1. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Mayegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Lórí Facebook. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Lórí YouTube. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Ijó ìgbádìyẹ. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Bí pẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Bí gómìnà kówó jẹ. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Ọlọ́pàá tí ń gba rìbá. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Òpùrọ́ olóṣèlú. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀ súnra kì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o.
Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o Máyégún ó sọ pé wọ́n ò fẹ́ bẹ̀. Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ Máyégún ó sọ pé wọ́n ò fẹ́ bẹ̀. Oníkanṣá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe fáwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn débẹ̀ o.
Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní má ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Kì máa yí ṣe eré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. Kì máa yí ṣe eré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. Ẹni bá ti lè lẹ́bọ̀ lẹ́rù o ọmọ bá dèrò kàṣàyè tú wọn síta.
Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Tẹnitẹni ọmọ Máyégún ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni mo fọlọ́run ṣọ́ ẹ̀ bá kìlẹ́bù. Lóòótọ́ olódodo ìlú ọ̀tá ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni ìwọ ṣá máa ń ṣọ́ra kò sì mọ́ bẹ̀rù. Bọ́tà ń lè rí bóníṣègùn lé káwọn mọ̀mọ́ fi ṣera wọn ni ó ti dẹrùn tí wọn ò gbọ́dọ̀ sè mọ́bẹ̀. Èèpo ọ̀bọ lọmọ bá dérò tàjẹ́ ò gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́ ó ti dọba lórí abínú ẹni kò sì mọ́ bùyà. Àìsíwọ́lu ní ẹnìkẹ́ ìgbódì ẹyin lábàrá o ó kó ẹni tó bá dán o àkàmù. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ túnra kì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ túnra kì o. Ẹni bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò òní fi wọ́n níran o.
Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.